Don't worry, guys. No one noticed. Go back. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Will. I'm not your dungeon master, but I am your host for tonight as we play Open Legend, Amaurea Dawn, or whatever it's called, Amaurea's Dawn. We are back,
Yes.
and Brian, you are our dungeon master for tonight. What's up, my friend?
Good, nothing. How are you? How's everybody else doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. No one, no one knows. See, the chat didn't notice. That's pretty lucky. But but yeah, we're back today playing, and we've got some new faces and some returning ones. So let's go around and remind ourselves who we are and who we are playing today. So Sydney, what's up?
Uh, me, I'm awake and I'm here.
Yes,
I'm ready.
excellent. Who are you
Wow.
playing?
My character's name is Leah, and she's like this half robot, half human thing.
Mhm.
And she was like this military researcher, weapon tester, but she was in like a really bad accident, and she was like gonna die, but they saved her with this technology. So now she's like this robot lady.
That's right.
Flaming Guild says, "Wait, is that the Sydney? The
Sydney!
the Sydney of exclamation point was it on?" Um, yes.
Oh, man.
And Sam, what's up? You're new. How are you?
Hi, I'm awake too.
Good.
I'm playing Sinra, and she's a barbarian. Was part of a tribe that did some crazy stuff, and hopefully I can understand more about her because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And finally, we have XP as overrated there in the jungle. What's up, my friend?
Hello. Yeah, good. So I'm playing Lucian Kane, who is a hunter. Although I spent most of last week's episode making really high perception rolls.
True.
Yeah,
Good
he
times.
did that pretty well.
Yeah. So that's who we're playing. But I'll hand you guys over to Brian to remind us what happened previously on Amaurea's Dawn, Amaretto Dawn. Doesn't really matter. You can pick any of them, depending on where you're from in the world. So, Brian, what's up?
Not much. So to recap, I guess what happened last session was we had Lucian was sent out with a group of so Will's character Ambrose is the guide, the
Oh
local.
god, yeah, I completely forgot to introduce
You
myself.
should probably introduce yourself.
Yeah, sorry, I'm so self-serving. I am Ambrose. I'm an old man. I'm a druid. I've got a Brian beard, and I'm a big old hippie. And I've got a stag, and I've also got a cat,
And you're an elf.
and I'm an elf.
A bearded elf, a
Yeah.
rare, very rare bearded elf.
It's true. Um,
Hey, do y'all want to hear a fun fact?
mhm.
Let's hear.
I was in this play one time, and the character that I was engaged to in the play was named Ambrose.
Look at
There you
that.
go.
Well.
Foreshadowing.
I've been I've been engaged many times as Ambrose, but no longer. He's like 60, and he's from the 60s.
Nice. So Ambrose was hired as the local guide. Did you mention that you were raised by wolves there? They don't know that, but we don't have. We'll
Oh
pretend.
yeah. I was raised by wolves,
Yes.
aka stags, and therefore I think my stag is actually my brother.
Right. Exactly.
I ride my
So-
brother to battle.
He,
Nothing wrong with that.
So what happened was he was the local expert that was supposed to aid as Lucian was the sort of master tracker sent to locate a scouting party that had gone out from the home base. And to give a little background, I don't want to go into too much detail, but Amaurea's Dawn is a story of two worlds. So there's the home world, which has this great 100-mile wide city called Schlechtenberg. It has many different levels, lots of technology, sort of steampunk-esque. And they ran out of resources, and so the ruling council of mages, called the Council of Three, they opened a portal to another world, hoping to find a place where they could get more resources, which is Amaurea, the planet where the campaign takes place. So that said, these guys are new arrivals. on Amaurea, or Lucian's character. Lucian is, and they were sent out to do reconnaissance and find out what happened to this missing scouting party that never came back. So they followed the trail. To make a sort of long story short, they found evidence of combat and that sort of thing. There was they found a severed arm and signs of drag marks from some of the soldiers. Seems that some sort of predator was after them. The one important thing, I guess, would be that Lucian noticed that the approximate size of the paw of this clawed creature would be, like a foot wide. So would make the creature itself very, very large. And, do we mention your cyborg eye, David? I think we forgot about that.
Yeah, so my character's got a little bit of steampunk-esque cybernetics because it's a steampunk world. So he's got a fairly evident left eye, and the whole left side of his face has got a scar that runs through the eye where his original eye was actually lost. But his replacement eye actually aids him quite a lot in seeing in the dark or in targeting creatures.
Right. So they basically, what happened was, they were tracking, and the number of footprints that they were in the group that they were tracking kind of dwindled some. So it went from 5 down to 2. So it seems that 2 people are, either being carried or missing or something like that. And one thing that happened sort of at the end of last episode was they spotted on a distant hill in a clearing. They spotted this person, who I will reveal again right now.
I forgot that's where we finished off.
Yeah.
We're Will and his druid envy.
Yeah, I had a massive druid boner for this chick.
Yeah, that's it. So this figure was seen, and Will's character was able to sort of identify that the same sort of power that he calls on or draws upon to essentially communicate with and sort of charm animals that he has as his companions. Was what you could detect that this was sort of radiating from and through, centering around this figure who they saw sort of on a distant cliff as we closed the last session. So we'll pick up right there. So what do the group of you guys do? Sam, I will let you know when you're in here. Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
I stroke my Brian beard as I see him.
Sydney is with you guys. I forgot to mention.
Oh,
she's part of the Lucian and Sydney's characters represent the people that are part of the military and were sent on this mission. So Sydney's character would be like the tech expert or something like that.
Okay.
So, are we replacing Sydney with Mildred then, kind of from a point of view of not really worrying about where Mildred goes? And
yeah, sure. We'll do that.
So I guess I turn to Will's character and ask if he recognizes on those the girl on the wolf.
I'm guessing I don't.
No, you've not seen her before.
So I look at her and I look at you and I look back at her. I'm like, oh god, she's so druid. And then I turn sagely and I say, I know her not, but she seems skilled in the arts of nature. I would wish to know her better. To learn more. It sounds like he fancies her. He's just got a druid boner.
Yeah.
I'll just sort of turn to him and go, she looks a little bit young for you.
I'm glad somebody pointed that out. I appreciate that very much.
I say, the forest is old, boy. And I ride, and I start riding the stag towards her.
So I'll let Ambrose get a little bit of distance on us, and then we'll slowly start to follow, but we'll let him handle the initial introduction and the encounter. We'll kind of hang back a little bit and see, stay in earshot, but see what happens.
Okay. So as you guys once she sees that you guys have sort of taken notice of her, and you sort of head off in that direction. Again, remember that she's sort of at the top of like a hill, and as soon as she sees you guys headed in her direction, you see her turn tail and disappear over the crest of the hill.
Oh, such a tease. I continue following her, I guess, or like.
All right.
Yeah, you find this massive army on the other side of the.
Oh. Well. No, I continue.
So, as he's kind of following her, I'll kind of make note of where she's treading, just to see if I can pick up her trail, just in case she does.
Yeah. So if you have to get down and start actually analyzing footprints, obviously you're going to lose ground. But you can roll me a perception check, David, because of your heat detecting cybernetic eye. There's a chance you might be able to spot her due to that without having to actually do.
Is she on this wolf?
She is on the wolf.
She is on the wolf. Okay.
So they're moving at a good speed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
not particularly great. We're on 15.
well, not terrible, but essentially what happens is you see like a sort of splotch of like red heat, like that your eye can detect, but it kind of quickly darts like behind a tree, and you have an idea of like over the hill the general direction that was gone, but you no longer have a lock on the target there.
Where does she go, Hunter?
Well, she's clearly went over the edge of the cliff. I mean, unless you can see where she is.
I was relying on your instinct.
Well, we can actually see where she went at the moment, unless she's actually vanished completely.
Yeah, well, you can't. Again, it's only due to the density of the jungle where you sort of lose her very quickly. Like I said, you guys get to. So let me. Maybe I need to re-narrate that. You guys get to the top of the hill where you have a line of sight, and then your character David tries to get a lock, and you see a fleeting like flicker of the direction you think she went, but you don't have a lock again because there's just lots of trees, so there's just too much blocking.
She like blends in.
Line of
Does it
sight.
seem to be the same direction that the soldiers that we were pursuing went?
No, actually, she went to the west, and you guys are headed to the northeast.
I start walking west on the stag.
So I'll sort of say, well, our mission was to find the soldiers, not to pursue her.
I look back at the mission.
What we're paying you for?
What does your character think, Sydney?
I'm not being paid.
I thought we established earlier we were giving you back a birdseed.
Give me back a birdseed, yeah.
I don't think it's logical to follow her.
Oh, logic. The logic hammer.
The hammer of logic, +3.
I love it.
No, I don't think that'd be weird if you listened in the shower tray. I don't think that'd be too weird. So we're I'm just like, well, I'm heading off west on the stag. I go where the path takes me.
So he just starts to wander off.
I'm like the stag's going. He's going, and then the cat's like walking by my side. Good old Karen.
Yeah, good old Karen.
Classic K-Dog.
Oh, man.
Okay, so
K-Dog.
I'll turn to Sydney's character. Is your character Lee, Sydney?
Leah, yeah.
Yeah, Leah. Let's give him 30 minutes. We'll give him 30 minutes. Go with him. If he doesn't manage to find her, then we'll backtrack and follow the soldiers' path.
Maybe then we can put him on a leash.
Nice.
Ambrose, not the stag.
Hey, Evan, what's up, dude?
Alright, so
So we'll catch up with him.
Very well. Okay, so Will, you can roll me a perception check to try to track this mysterious figure.
All right then. What's I'm doing now? I'll remind you guys because we didn't do this. If you haven't followed, hit that follow button and join us tonight on our adventure. If you haven't checked out Open Legend, you can check out Open Legend here on the website. Rules are free. You can play your own games. Retweeted. You can retweet to make a viewer decision happen, which means you guys get to decide anything which happens in the game, so you can throw some crazy nonsense at us. And of course, if you haven't followed, when we get to just 6 more followers, we'll have another one of those. We could have 2. Oh my lord. The possibilities.
Oh, wow.
The possibilities. 23.
23. All right, very well. So what happens is your character is able, you sort of have this moment of clarity where you think, well, I may not be able to spot, sort of with the naked eye. However, your character is very in tune with the weave, this mysterious force that connects different types of life and that sort of thing. So you figure like, and essentially you're able to track this sort of residual power or disruption that she makes through the weave, through some focus and hard work. And so you do have a loose idea of the direction that she went and the sort of path that she followed.
Cool. I follow that path.
Okay.
Completion.
All right. So how
So as he's
yes.
as he's concentrating on the path that she is on, I'll keep an eye out for any other tracks or anything else, like any sort of wildlife or creatures like the ones that attacked us.
Right. You don't spot any along this path anyway. It seems that again, there's lots and lots of wildlife that you guys spot. It's just a very tropical sort of Amazon jungle type scene, and but you don't see any panthers or predators or anything like that as you guys are traveling. So Will, your character, so you managed to keep going, and what happens is, so the 30 minutes that we talked about, they pass. So I want to pass it back to the others in case they want to do something, because you do not catch up to this target, your target in the first 30 minutes. So Will's character is sort of AWOL. He's just wandering. You guys, so those are the other two of you, so Sydney and David, your characters have the impression that David, you saw this figure turn and run, and it seemed to bolt at a fairly good speed. And you're thinking as you're watching, in a very classic hippie fashion, Ambrose is just sort of walking along with the stag, and so then he's sort of, his eyes sort of glaze over.
Yeah, he's not really going to catch it.
Exactly, not because he can't or doesn't know the path, but because it's impossible given velocity. And so he doesn't really know this, though, as it's 30 minutes pass, and he just continues to sort of walk in that direction.
So I'm going to pretend that I'm actually looking at something on the ground.
Okay.
And then we're going to shout Ambrose over and say, Ambrose, I think I found her tracks heading off this way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I turn and say, oh.
And as you go to, you sort of like point in this random direction, at these tracks, and as you point in that direction, you kind of do a double take. As when you look again, you see that there actually are tracks where you just pointed. Not necessarily the exact spot that you pointed, but in that vicinity, like, within that 10 by 10 foot sort of like general area, you spot some tracks.
And are the tracks the wolf that she was riding, or?
They're two-legged.
So I'll basically say it looks like she dismounted here and walked this direction.
And your character knows that the feet are way too the boot prints are way too large to be the small child that you saw. But of course, you don't tell him that. So
Yeah. I'm like, oh, good, excellent work, Hunter.
So I'll take the lead following these tracks. I'm curious, given these are booted tracks and heavier, I'm curious to follow these anyway to see if these might be soldiers or might explain what's going on in the area.
Well, there's a very standard military issue of like the type of footwear that's typical, and it takes you a minute to sort of analyze and think some more about it. However, it does seem like they're not the same type of footwear as what would be standard for the military.
Right. So start following these tracks anyway. But if I think that I can actually maneuver us back onto the track that the soldiers were on,
Okay.
I will sort of slowly start to do that.
It's a slow arc. Yeah, sure. Okay. Samantha, give me a perception roll.
I'm like, wait a minute, these are boot marks, not booties. No.
So perception, you can copy it out of the column.
Yeah.
Character sheet.
Figuring things out.
No, that's okay. No worries.
And
All
then
good.
just post it there and just send.
In the chat.
There you go.
Yep, there you go. 21. All right, so Samantha, your character is probably just like, from a long day's traveling, you've kind of been nomading it up in this region. And what happens is you're sort of like maybe just taking a load off your feet for a few minutes, or maybe even taking a nap. I don't know. It depends on your character. But I know that, you've been sort of going it lone wolf, haven't really encountered any other humanoids for quite some time. It's actually, to be clear, you have traveled. I don't know if the thing that we talked about that other people don't know about that happened with your tribe, if that happened a long time ago, then we'll figure it out. But in terms of travel, if you travel directly from your current location to where you came from, it would be about 2 weeks by foot. So anyway, you've been on your own for a while. It's up to you to determine how long, and then
I think it'll be like a month because I think it should be most recent.
Cool. Okay. So you guys, so you hear footsteps in the distance as again you hear and you hear voices of people talking. You haven't heard you haven't encountered, like I said, any humanoids in this region since you've been around here, and you were kind of probably trying to avoid people, maybe, I don't know. But the thing that's interesting is that they're speaking in a tongue that's not familiar to you. So one thing I should clarify, I'm going to say that the Moonju Watch outpost, where Ambrose's character, or Will's character, Ambrose, has been around for a while. They've been there for like not even quite a year at this point, so it's fairly new. And so you've managed to pick up some of their language, but Will, your character does not speak Elven in the standard Elven from the other world. And so the same is true for your character, Samantha. So you do not actually understand anything that these guys are saying because they're speaking common, and you just hear this foreign tongue being spoken as these footsteps are kind of coming towards you. So what do you do?
So my character jumps up with a spear and has it facing towards them and speaking the language of whatever I'm speaking, I guess.
Yep. Well, it's
I'm trying to ask him what you're doing. Who are you?
Okay. So you hear, so Will, you sort of hear from the distance where you guys didn't really spot anything, you hear somebody speaking in the Amaurean tongue, which you have not been speaking with the rest of the group, and they shout that out to you.
I say, calm, child. Who are you? My name is Ambrose.
All right. So you guys sort of come into view, Samantha. You finally see them, and you see this, this elf riding this stag, and then, but behind them are two really strange-looking figures who both have like sort of metal parts of their body, and sort of look very unusual, probably to your character, except for the fact that you're used to strange-looking people from your tribe, so there's that. But this is not quite the same type of strange, so there's that too.
I don't know what you guys are doing. What are these creatures behind you?
I say, these are my companions. This is a hunter, and this is something else.
Sydney.
They are not from our place.
I understand what hunter is, but I don't understand what that is.
Nor I, child, but the other world has many strange ways. I do not trust them all myself, but here she stands nonetheless. I get down from the stag and go over to walk next to you.
Oh, okay. I put the spear down. Still in hand, but I put it facing towards the ground this time.
Yeah, I don't have any obvious weapons on me.
So I say to Ambrose, ask if she's seen any sign of the soldiers.
You're in good time, child. And I do like the standard like elfin like greeting, whatever that might be, like hand on forehead or like head touch or something. I don't know, whatever it is.
Lick your palm and place it on the other person's head.
Just go on your hand, shake it, yeah. And I do that, and then I say, we are searching for a girl. She was riding a large wolf in these parts. You wouldn't have happened to have seen her, would you?
So Samantha, your character has not seen or heard from like an elven girl or anything like that. What you do know is that in the area, you're kind of, since you don't really have like a place to go or any sort of urgency about your business, you haven't been like maybe really pursuing this hard. However, you have heard and found evidence in the area. You're not as skilled a tracker as David's character is, but you have found evidence of like some sort of predator in the area, and you're in a more sort of nebulous way, indirectly kind of like hoping to stumble across it, and you're sort of wandering around in the area hoping that you'll find it. So you have found some of the evidence that's similar to what they have found in tracking this predator. But no, you haven't heard or seen from a wolf, a girl riding a wolf.
So Sinra will probably be like, yeah, I kind of seen it around, but the last time I think I've seen a track was like way over there.
Pointing back to the path that David was has so tragically departed from here.
I see. Also, thank you so much to Firefly Arc, who pledges $5 on Patreon. Thanks so much, Firefly. You're a gentleman on these scholars, so let's give Firefly a Patreon fist pump. Thanks so much, Firefly. There you go.
You can tell we've really rehearsed this well.
Yep, that's the team all coming into action now. Thanks so much to Microwaved Hot Dogs for following. Welcome to the adventure. You are a gentleman and a scholar, so we're just 5 followers away from you guys getting to decide what happens in the game, so hit that follow button if you haven't already. I want to know when that Twitch username was, because I bet that's well sought after.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed that it's not mine.
Yeah.
I know.
So I say, thank you. These folk here, they are looking for soldiers, men who travel in great force, armies, boots, rather than. And then I look down to my feet. I'm not wearing any shoes or anything. He's probably like caked black with like grime and stuff, because he's just been walking in the forest for like 60 years without any shoes.
Black skin.
Yeah, rather than being in one with nature. You wouldn't have seen those, would you? I apologize for the interrogation, but these are most pressing.
No. I just
Oh,
know about that one way down there.
Yeah.
I turn back.
So I'll turn to Ambrose. What's she saying? She keeps obviously pointing back down the way.
She said they went that way. Be sure. Football. Hey, Brian.
You guys get it together. All right. So are you guys back on the trail then? Has Will's character been sufficiently fooled here? I'm not clear.
So the trail that we just followed more recently,
Yes.
does that appear to be
Yes.
Sam's character?
Yeah. So sort of leads right up to the tree where she was sort of like leisurely, lounging or taking a nap or whatever she was doing there.
Yeah, I noticed that. What are you doing out here alone, child? Are you lost?
Why don't you describe and introduce your character, Sam?
That's a good question right there. So my character is more of like a barbarian, like really bold and has a lot of fighting power. But there's like a little thing that's still on my chest that I try to cover up with my clothes. I try not to show anyone. And mainly I just look beaten, worn out, still a little bloody. And I told your mainly I'm going to tell your character is just don't like to be around people that much.
I
Figure to be around some people if it's a good price.
Where are your tribe? You must have some folk.
I think they died somewhere. I don't know.
I look kind of shocked.
I just don't want to be in that area. They're scary.
I see.
So, Will, your character, she has a little bit of a look, and you may have, only because your character is fairly old, I think that your character probably will, to have wandered for so many years and not know the other tribes in the area, I think you probably have some sort of traumatic PTSD thing that happened or something, which we'll have to explain later on. But in any case, you've encountered a few sort of people on the fringes, but you've never really like gone back to any of the villages of these tribes or anything like that. And but she sort of resembles people that you've met, elves that you've met more from the south, where so you guys are sort of in the northeast direction, and much further off to the south. Her general look kind of reminds you of people you've met in that direction. And they're very sort of unusual and sometimes, have various mutations and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So as given myself and Sid really understand what's going on here, I'm going to say to Ambrose's character that you stay here and talk to her, find out what you can. I'm just going to scout the area a little bit and see if I can pick up any other tracks. But stay here, I'll be back.
Very well, we will stay here. And are you from the southern tribes? You strike me as perhaps being from there.
What is he doing?
He's hunting. He's tracking. Truth be told, I'm not really sure if what he's doing, but
We've just been nice enough to know what he's doing.
I want to put my robot arm. I have a human one and a robot one. And I want to put my robot arm on David's character's shoulder, and be like, I would like to go with you. I am very frustrated that I cannot understand.
Yeah.
I would like to leave.
Yeah.
I am leaving.
So we'll scout out about sort of 10-15 minutes away from the position where we are at the moment, kind of in a circle. Just
Okay.
want to see if there's any other activity in the area first. And then again, because my character always knows north because of his
Yeah.
boon, then I'm gonna, once afterwards, we're gonna still work our way back towards
Sure.
where we were before with the where the soldiers were attacked, but kind of further on the path, if you see what I mean, that they would have been taking.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So that's easily done. That's no problem. So you guys sort of go, and you don't find anything else in the area, David, other than the two sets of tracks, the one with the wolf and then the other with Senra, Samantha's character here. So those are the only tracks that you find in the area. And meanwhile, back at the parlay between these two elves.
Yeah, I say, well, what is your purpose? Are you doing anything at the moment in particular?
No, just living.
Oh.
I look around. Well, I am traveling with these strange folk for a time. If you wish to accompany me, my friends here, and I motion to the stag, and I imagine like Karen's coming over at this point and kind of nuzzling up to me. Then feel free. We are simply tracking down some of these humans. Soldiers.
Samantha, so he has this huge black panther just sort of comes up and starts sort of nuzzling Will's character, and you've not you've probably, I'm trying to think. So your people are a little bit more like, they don't have a lot. Your people don't necessarily have a lot of druids who sort of charm animals or have them as companions necessarily. So that's probably super strange to your character.
So you have food cuddling you.
Food. No, this is my friend. I stroke Karen. And this is my brother here. And I motion to the stag.
That looks like food and clothing.
I see. Yes, these southern tribes are somewhat different to my people. You will learn in time. They are friends, not food.
Nice. So eventually the other two sort of come back around, and you've got your trajectory planned out, David, as to how you're going to indirectly confuse Will's character back into the direction that you had originally, plot the course that you had originally plotted here, back on the other trail.
Yeah, so either that or Leah's going to knock him unconscious and carry him.
Okay.
You can try. I got a fucking stag, man. Stag OP.
Yeah. The stag probably did more damage than anybody else in the group last time. So
I'll sort of say to the others, I think we should probably get moving and make some more progress. We know that the
Yes, we should look for the Jiggle Ninja. Welcome, Jiggle Ninja, to the adventure. You, sir, are a gentle ninja and a scholar. Thank you for following.
Jiggle Ninja.
Jiggle Ninja, what a name. Got some good
Exactly.
ones. I say, yes, we should get on the trail. What was your name again, my friend? I look to the elf.
Oh, Sinra.
Sinra. And I my eyes glaze over. Ah, yes. And then I say, well, we are off now. If you'd like to join us for a while, then feel welcome. It would be nice to have a fellow elf on the journey.
I guess. As long as you guys got food and water, I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go up to Ambrose and be like, is she coming with us?
I believe she is, yes.
Well, if that is the case, she needs to learn our language. And I want to either conjure up or take out something that the equivalent of a SIM card and be like, tell her to take this, insert it. She will know. It's like I don't.
She comes back. She comes back out.
So
I know kung fu.
That's excellent.
I'm like, I imagine that she just has something that she can put this in and then no.
Yeah, I smile, look vaguely confused, hand her the thing. This won't help,
Oh, that's great.
but I appreciate the gesture. Perhaps we can find one of these for Elvish. For you.
Sydney. Inspiration for Sydney. That was excellent.
Is Ambrose high?
You can re-roll a d20 at some point.
Thank you.
All right.
I carry on. I mount up on the stag.
So what does Samantha? What does your character do with this object that you've never seen before? That's handed to you whilst being told this will probably do nothing.
Did you hand it to me, Will?
Yeah, I hand it to you.
Oh, okay. So I take it and I'm just like, can I just break it? I try to eat it.
Lost in translation there.
I nod approvingly as if that's what you're meant to do with this thing.
And then I start trying to eat it because I'm like, I asked for food.
Well, it is a natural occurring substance, silicon. So there you go.
Protein.
I know. Excellent work.
That's how you insert a SIM card right there.
I want to look at the character and just be like, I do not like her.
All right, so you guys are back.
Emotion.
What would you say? Sorry.
I'm like, I think to myself, I'm surprised that the robot thing has emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems like
So,
an Earth construct.
I'll turn to Ambrose. So, while we travel, can you keep an eye out for anything edible? Because we'll be running low on food soon.
Yeah, Ambrose is a level 5 vegan, so he can look out for any good mushrooms and herbs that you're growing.
That's right. Just let me know if.
Hand you
if
some
want.
bird seed. There you go. Can feed a man for a whole week.
All right, you don't feel too great about your prospects there, David, but
Well, partly it'll keep him a little bit distracted as well. If he's looking for food, he's
nice.
not necessarily paying as much attention to where we're going or the direction we're taking. But we do ideally need to get some food as well because we've had 2 nights now. I think we agreed we'd had about 3 days worth of rations with us.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so you can roll me a persuasion. You can just roll d20. You probably don't have persuasion. We'll see if you can.
I've got persuasion 1.
Okay. If you roll higher than Will's presence, we'll say you convince him. Perhaps, maybe.
Sure. Ambrose is fairly easy to convince. Eat the vegan.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, there probably is no role because a vegan given the opportunity to
Exactly.
share the gospel, you know.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable DC.
Well, I got 21 anyway.
21. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So there you go. So yeah, you think, oh, these guys, they're very open-minded. They want to learn how they can level up as vegans themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I set them on the path to veganism.
So yeah, Ambrose is like very preoccupied now.
I'm probably like pretty preoccupied, like trying to get in touch with creatures. I'm like, not there. Don't come in our way, in case I like hunt them down. So I'm like, anything which comes in the way, I'm giving some warning messages to stay away from this path. So the guys were like, there's nothing around here at all.
All right, so you guys continue. You continue on the path, and Will's character thinks that you're maybe still thinks you're tracking the wolf girl.
Yeah, pretty excited.
And so you guys continue to find. You find another what looks like a skirmish of some sort here, David, as you're headed north, back on the trail now, and it looks to be like perhaps another soldier was taken out in this fight. As you spend some time analyzing, and then continuing on from here, it looks to be 2 sets of tracks now, where it was 3, originally 5, of course.
Does the body of the soldier have any rations or anything that we can use on him?
Sure, yeah. He's got 3 days of rations.
Right. So 3 days for himself. So effectively an extra day for the group.
For everybody, yeah.
So yeah, take them off him. The markings on these guys, just while I'm searching the body, do these guys look like normal, like what we were told they were effectively, which was just like a scouting patrol?
Mm-hmm.
Are they equipped, and do they seem to have the uniforms and rank insignia, etc. of that, or is there a chance, we're actually following some other, that we've maybe been misled about what their original purpose was?
You can roll me perception to analyze analyze the body. And let's see here.
Probably starting to like do some rituals and some rites over him.
Okay, so
19.
So you, analyzing the body, the rankings, insignias, that sort of thing, they all match up with your expectation, and they do seem to be outfitted for a scouting mission. So, your best guess is that you're on the right trail.
All right. So let's keep moving, guys.
Okay. So as you guys are go ahead.
No, I'm not. I just.
So as you guys continue on, what happens is the path begins to sort of turn into so the ground beneath your feet begins to sort of get softer, sort of in a gradual kind of a way, and ultimately it's not a big deal at first, and then once it starts to get pretty soft and sort of mucky, you're sort of looking off in the distance here, the direction where the trail is headed, and it looks to be like it's taking a turn into some kind of swamp or something like that. You can see lots of algae, lichen, sort of moss and stuff like that, and it looks, you're not sure, of course, sort of like how deep the water in the swamp is or anything like that, but it does look like it's going to get tougher to track in there.
And the trail of the remaining 2 definitely heads this direction.
Yeah, as far as you can see.
I think we just have to carefully work our way through it, though. So try and stay on anything which looks slightly more solid.
Okay.
And then just keep an eye out for where we do get brush or something where the tracks may have reappeared. Just keep an eye out on the areas where I know that the tracks would stay around.
Okay.
Pay particular attention to those areas.
Okay, cool. You are able. So, is anybody else doing anything in particular as you guys are sort of changing terrain or
I'll say I feel uneasy in this terrain, for only half of me is waterproof.
I was waiting for that. Nice.
So just as Sydney sort of saying that, I'll turn to Will's character again, Ambrose. Ambrose, can you scout ahead again? Possibly get the Panther or some other means to scout ahead. See if there's anyone around, or if you can pick up the trail again.
Karen if he wants to. I speak to Karen.
Okay.
Karen, would you mind scouting ahead for us? I say, I'm gonna lean down and stroke the cat.
Karen just sort of nods, and then begins to sort of head off in that direction.
He wanted to.
So Karen goes out ahead, and you guys can see the muck kind of like comes up to his belly as he sort of like, he doesn't go underwater or anything like that, but so you figure for you it's like knee high or deeper, and so then after a few minutes you see him sort of turn around and come back, and he will tell you about how deep it gets. And is there something else you're looking for in terms of information here?
Ambrose gives very vague commands, so no.
Right, that's what I thought.
Ambrose don't give a shit, you know.
Exactly.
Oh, it gets a bit deeper. Good.
Is the panther going to need to hunt to feed itself?
I frown.
Oh, we hadn't gotten that far, had we? That's great.
Karen's a vegan too. I say, I will look after Karen, fear not. This needs some iron.
So Karen does share that up ahead, like in that swamp, deeper into the swamp, where Karen has gone ahead of you all. He shares with you, Will, or sort of the empathic connection that you get. Something about hunting, in fact, or food. You get this sort of impression about food up ahead.
Yeah, I say, I sense there is prey up ahead. Food.
The prey count food, right? Oh.
Well, for some. Like, Ambrose understands, like, the balance of nature, man. So sometimes he's like, down with it,
So, what sort of prey? Are we talking about other humans, or are we talking about...
I say, oh, my Zoom has fucked itself. It's interesting. Ooh. Stream still see me?
Oh, alright. Well, that was weird.
Yeah,
What
that
was
was
that?
close.
I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, yes. Was that everybody or just me?
Yeah, that was
But,
That
yeah,
was everyone.
First time
Okay.
that's happened, that was weird. My internet didn't go down either, so the stream was fine and stuff. Weird. I say, I didn't realize humans were prey. But no, I don't think so. I believe it might be some creatures. But we shall see. Karen did not say, just gave a sense.
Karen can't tell the difference because
Yeah.
humans and animals are both food. So.
So I'll take out my rifle and keep that to hand, and then just move forward cautiously.
Okay.
If I see something that could be cooked, then I'll take a shot at that as well.
Okay. Sydney, your character is a little worried as you guys sort of start to move forward, and the water does appear to be coming sort of further than what you're necessarily comfortable with in terms of your partly mechanical body here.
Okay. I do not wish to go any further.
It's okay, I've got some shrink wrap.
I would like to be wrapped in plastic.
So I'll, seeing Leah's concern, I'll try and direct Leah to a route that stays on the land. So, well,
Why
maybe...
can't it walk on like normal people? What is wrong with it?
Well,
The water can harm Leah if she's not careful.
Why?
Would it be possible for Leah to ride the stag? Could you persuade the stag to let Leah, just while we're in the water area?
I said I can ask him, and I lean down to Ember and ask him. I come back up. No.
And here I thought that was the solution that everybody was overlooking. I was wrong about that.
He doesn't want to have any unnatural creature on him.
He doesn't want to.
You mean Will doesn't want to?
No. Ember doesn't want any unnatural creature on him.
So I'll just have to help Leah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it will slow us down, but basically just have to kind of, if I try and work out a route that I feel is safe for Leah, then she follow the route I'm taking.
All right. We have our first racist animal in a role-playing game.
All animals are racist, aren't they?
Okay. Yeah. But all right. So you can roll perception, David, to help plot a course. And
I bet my previous roll.
yeah.
Is Gareth online?
Yeah. Where's
51, Gareth.
where is Gareth? Is Gareth on?
I'll text him.
Yeah, we'll text him. Oh man! All right, so you managed to plot a very precise course sort of through the swamp. You find through a little bit of extra work, you're able to sort of move some logs that have already fallen in a way that sort of makes them kind of like a balance beam or tightrope kind of effect. You spot actually a sort of grassy knoll, and you're able to get from your current position to there via that means without Leah having to get wet. And you guys are sort of on this grassy knoll. Let's change our scenery. Let me see here. Gotta zoom out here. Hold on a second. All right. Copy our. Hold on a second. I need to get to the.
No worries. I remind folks, if you're watching and you're enjoying the show, hit that follow button and join us. We're here 5 nights a week, 9 shows a week, D&D, RPGs, Dark Heresy, Numenera, all sorts of stuff. We've got our full-time 24/7 Discord roleplay tavern happening right now. It's going on. I've been checking it out. There's a fight going on in the clearing. You can make your own character. You can play with us. You can create your own character. You can make the world with us. You can check out our new website, encounterroleplay.com, for a bunch of D&D articles, news, reviews, that sort of stuff. And you can check out Open Legend at openlegendrpg.com for free rules. You can play this game yourself, get a game together, and a bunch of cool characters can be made for this game. As we saw a puppet master on Twitter the other day, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was great. The idea of being able to animate a bunch of puppets.
Yeah.
Do we have? Let's see. Are we missing a token for Sydney's character? Aren't we? Oh no. But in any case, you guys are all. Sydney, do you have a token for your character? We need to make a character sheet. Hold on one second. So we got Leah. All right. Okay, so Sydney, go ahead and I think you know how to do that. So add your token there or something. And in the meantime, you guys are on this sort of, this is like a grassy knoll. So all the lighter green area is the sort of mossy, water, which is of course, about knee deep in terms of water depth. So you guys make it through careful planning without getting Leah very wet. You make it to this grassy knoll here in the center.
What is this creature's aversion to water? Why can it hurt it? Water is a curative power.
My character's confused because I don't speak any common.
I translate in Elvish to you. What is wrong with her?
I don't know.
I look to Leah.
Oh no.
What is wrong with you?
I was injured, and now I was saved by technology, but the half that was saved cannot get wet
Why?
because it is technology, not
What is
water
this?
friendly.
What is this technology you speak of?
I'll just turn to him and say, ultimately, it's the same as nature. You mine metal from the land in the same way as you harvest wood from trees. This is just another form of restorative.
It seems strange. Does not seem natural, and Ember, and I point at hand on the stag, does not like it.
So Sydney, can you control that token there?
Can I get the what? Huh?
This token here. I think maybe you can control it, hopefully.
Let me see. Oh, a minute.
And let's see, this is going to be Senra.
Which one? Yes.
All right. Cool. And then you've got yours as well there, Sam.
Yeah, I clicked on a button.
Okay. Can you control it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sweet. All right, so you guys are sort of standing on a grassy knoll when what happens is you're sort of so roll me a perception check. David, as the hunter, will have you roll this. Then
No.
all right. So what happens is, so you guys are headed sort of northeast. So we're starting here, right? But you're headed in this direction over here, across the swamp. And what happens is you are taken by surprise as you're all headed off in that direction, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, Senra's character, advance, and then let's see. Everybody can roll initiative, which is just an agility check. Except I think David's character gets advantage on initiative rolls. And let's see.
15. Oh boy, what the hell was that thing?
17.
Oh gosh.
What the hell is that? It's like a worm, tiger, horse.
So just remind me, that's in my case that's 3d6 K1, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. Okay, so we've got Lucian's on a 15.
Actually, is it K1 or K2?
It's K2 actually, so it would be 4 plus 4, so it'd be 19.
So it'd be 19.
Yeah. So you're on 19. And then we've got Ambrose is on a 15.
It's a flyger.
What's that?
It's a flyger.
It's a flag.
Cast just an NPC to have in a tavern or a nearby area. Shoot it at Mitch, because it's Mitch's baby, really.
What's Mitch's? Oh, the tavern?
The tavern RP thing. Or shoot an email to contact@encounterroleplay.com and I'll forward it to him.
Alright, what do we have for, let's see. Did you roll centers on 8? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bad.
Yeah, that is
Feels
fairly
bad.
tragic. Alright, so descending, and then we'll have this guy. Alright, now we're good. So the first thing that happens is out of nowhere, you guys are just sort of like blue skies, you know, smooth sailing, no problem, except for maybe possibly a problem. And out of nowhere, and very sort of terrifying in a sense, because you didn't think that there was anything that was even close to you as a group. And suddenly you guys hear a splash in the water accompanied by a loud roar as landing and sort of flying in, and with these very large sort of eagle-like wings, there's a tiger. This tiger has spikes growing out of like its back, sort of similar to the token, and for its mouth, it actually almost has like sort of mammoth-like tusks, sort of like out the side of its face. So it seems like it sort of comes in and it tries to gore or impale Samantha's character here. So let's see, what is my roll for this? All right. So.
Alright then. Yeah,
We're
someone's
good.
asking about the next show. Dungeon Master's Tavern is next. It's a show Mitch kind of does a walkthrough, some tips and advice and stuff. The topic for today is D&D in 4D. And I'll be joining Mitch for that show. So, interesting title. I don't really know what it means, but I'm excited.
I have no idea what that means.
I'm sure we'll find out.
So, Senra, so that's a 25 against your toughness as these tusks from this giant creature just sort of bear down on you. Sort of from behind, you sort of almost take a face dive, face first into the sort of muck as you don't even see what it is, of course, because it sort of lands on you initially. The rest of you guys sort of turn around to see this huge, imposing figure. So Lucian is up next.
Yep. So, got my rifle out anyway because we were looking earlier. So I'm gonna move back a little bit to get a bit of distance
Okay.
and an angle. So I'm just gonna move over here.
One thing that I forgot is there's another thing. As it lets out a roar, versus everyone's resolve is 17. So if your resolve is 17 or less, you are demoralized and you suffer disadvantage on your attack action rolls.
Right. So my result was 11, so I'm at disadvantage on that. Is there any disadvantage for shooting into the combat that's taking place?
No, not right now.
So effectively, my roll is just a straight then because my advantage from my weapon
Yep,
is
it's offset.
talent.
Yep.
So I will shoot
Also, you can-
and not do very well.
Okay. You can also roll, and your attempt to resist is a move. So you could do that instead of moving if you wanted to. Just wanted to point that out.
I'll maybe do that next turn. But now
Okay.
I want to get to a better angle.
Okay. Sounds good. So your shot essentially, like very, very sort of close to connecting, but the creature sort of moves out of the way and sort of strays to the side slightly as your shot goes wide. Next up is Ambrose.
Okay. Wow, what the hell is this thing? I'm gonna use my turn to use the command action on Ember the Stag to attack, and then it's gonna. The way I understand it is he keeps doing that action, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna move over here and attack.
All right.
And I need that from my stag. Stag, where did I put you? He's got a D8, I think. His
Yeah.
might is 3, isn't it? So yeah. So I roll for stag. 22.
22. Okay. So on a 22, the stag does manage to wound, and you see a puncture wound as one of the antlers drives deep into this gigantic creature. And next up is Senra. Is there anything else that your character's doing well? I think that's your action.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, actually, since your stag is moving and you're mounted, you could use your move action to resist. It's probably a good idea. To get
Okay,
rid of
yeah,
the-
I'll resist, yeah.
Just a d20.
Only
and
20.
10 or
12.
better.
Nailed it.
So 10 or better, so you're free from the demoralized being.
Sweet.
And now it is Senra's go.
Okay. Still trying to figure this out. So the resolve on mine is 11, so I'm at a disadvantage, right?
Yep. So you have disadvantage 1.
But you're in
Okay.
combat already anyway, so you might as well go first to use your move action. Because if you try and move out of the range anyway, you'll get a disengaging strike. So you might as well try and come out of the resolve thing so that you can attack straight off.
So I should move?
Well, you can
No,
use your move to do it.
Because all I
resist.
have is like face-to-face weapons, so I
No,
think
no, you sacrifice your movement action to come out of the resolve to test to knock off the fear,
break
basically.
free from the demoralized being.
Oh, okay. And what do you need to roll for the demoralizing? Just a 1d20?
So any resist roll, no matter what the bane is, you'll always roll a d20, and 10 or better, you're free from that bane. And also, if you had multiple banes afflicting your character, you would just roll one for each. And so each one that you roll 10 or better is dispelled. So you can just roll a d20, and that will determine if you get sort of shake this off. 2 now. Okay, so that will negate, so that I believe you have advantage 1 from your weapon anyway, so it just negates this. You're in the same boat as David's character just a moment ago. So you just roll your regular d20 plus 2d6. And,
Okay. Just the might?
Yeah, just roll your might. Okay, so 13, although 2d6, so you need to add an extra d6 there.
An extra one? Okay.
Yeah, because you roll just 1d6 there, and you actually are 2d6, not 1d6. So you can just do /r space d6 and then 2 exclamation points.
That's what it has. It says d20 exclamation plus d6. So do another plus d6?
Yeah, just without the d20 part.
Okay, without the d20?
Yeah, because we're just going to add to your existing roll the missing d6.
Okay. Nope. Sorry.
So you do.
There we go. So it's a 16. Okay. And so much like David's character, your maul sort of strike the side of the creature, but it kind of rolls with the impact, and it doesn't seem to do much in terms of hurting it. So you're up, Sydney.
Okay. Have you ever seen Wall-E?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you know, like the scene where Eve like changes her arm into like a bazooka and starts like shooting it.
Perfect.
I want to do that, but I'm not exactly sure.
No, you just roll your energy roll, but you probably should, just like everybody else, try to shake off the demoralized thing first.
Okay.
So that you don't take disadvantage to the attack roll. That's just a d20.
Yeah.
Okay. It's look like this is a particularly scary event. So then you're at disadvantage 1. So you would just roll 3d6 KL2. So you keep the lowest 2. D20 plus 3d6 KL2.
Okay. What's that roll? A d20.
D20. Yep.
Exclamation?
Yes. Yep. 2 exclamation points plus 3d6 KL2, and then 2 exclamation points.
Okay. It's happening. Plus 3d6. Wait, 3d6 to the left?
KL2. That's keep the lowest 2.
2. And then, okay.
You got it. Sorry these formulas are a little bit difficult, but I guess on the bright side, at least it's possible through Roll20. I have to give him props for that.
20. Is it 20?
Right. Yeah, 20. Okay. So you managed to singe some of this tiger's fur as your sort of bazooka comes in and strikes the thing. So that's cool. And back around to the creature. So creature is going to attack both Ambrose and Senra here. And no dice. There's a narrow miss. So the creature misses both of you guys. It sort of takes a wide swipe with its claws and try to sort of rake across the two of you. You guys manage to sort of dodge out of the way. It's very large and kind of slow. And then comes in another attack with the other paw. And this is an 18 versus your toughness.
Yep.
So do some damage. And then it's Lucian's go. Or yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to try and shake off the demoralize first.
Okay. And just go ahead and roll that d20. So also, what is everybody, Senra and what are the toughness scores for Senra and Ambrose here?
Toughness is 15.
Okay. Senra, what's your toughness?
Me?
Yes, man.
Oh, sorry, 19.
19. Okay. All right. Cool. So, so Will, your character is dismounted in the process as this huge paw comes in and sort of pins you into the sludge and the swamp as you're dismounted here. So you're free there, David,
Yep.
and then you're.
So
And make your
both free. So I'm just going to take a normal shot now. So it will be K2.
Okay.
And thanks so much to Curd Oats for following. Welcome, my friends, to adventure. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
So I got an 18.
All right, 18. You managed to again deliver a unfortunately minor, but it does connect, and you sort of graze the creature with a shot as it comes in. But that is that, and then next up is Ambrose. So you are sort of down in the muck, and the creature looks like it's trying to sort of like put its huge, gigantic paw on top of you and sort of drown you or something like that.
Okay. I'm going to command Karen to come and bite at the paw for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to Karen's going to and come in here. So I don't think we have Karen's. I forgot what Karen's might score is. Right?
Yeah. Hold on. I have it. I added it, but I don't think I showed it to you. Here.
Oh, cool. Oh, sweet. So the bite is a d20 plus 10. Okay, cool. So Karen's going in for the kill. Whoa, what the fuck? 61? The fuck? Get fucked, XP. Get fucked, Gareth. Oh shit.
Man. Oh my
I
god.
think Gareth will be more upset than I am.
61. Oh my gosh.
You're fucked.
Wow.
What's up, Volk? Welcome.
All right.
So I guess for people who are watching who are a bit curious about the rolls,
Yeah.
in Open Legends the dice explode.
Mm.
So in that case, I would guess that maybe he rolled double 20 on the d20s, or a few times on the 10s as well.
Yeah, no, it shows in the breakdown. The 56 is grouped as one number, and the total is 61. So the 56 is the d20. So it's 20, 20, 16 is what you just rolled there on the d20. Oh my god. Dude,
Go Karen. Go Karen.
Go Karen. Karen is really, really, really badass as Karen sort of leaps through the air, and this huge creature, which is again, it's like triple the size of Karen or quadruple the size of Karen, but he just jumps right into the fray, and through almost like this sort of Zen miraculous sort of whatever moment, he gets right up to the thing's neck, and you just see the thing sort of lunge backwards as Karen is like hanging off of this thing's neck. And as the thing lunges backwards, you just see like this huge chunk of flesh where Karen had sort of like bitten into its neck, as Karen sort of falls off of the thing along with this huge chunk of its neck, and you just see blood just like a geyser just sort of erupting from this creature's neck.
So as that happens, I'll just mutter to myself, I'm glad she didn't do that when she was attacking us.
And
Say.
let's see. Give me 1 second. I need to look at so that versus evasion. So we have 61 minus 17, 44. Oh my god! Ah! It's 44 points of damage, which is exactly how many hit points the thing had.
Get wrecked.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Karen needs a nerf.
What's the highest roll you've seen? Like,
So I broke my previous record in running another campaign that's also in the same setting for a year. The highest I ever saw was a 66. But then last session, just last week, I introduced the first very legendary character that they encountered, and this character had an attribute of 9. That attribute of 9 means they roll 3d10. So that hugely upsets the averages because of how common it is to roll high.
Yeah.
But with that, I rolled like a 72. So anyway, yeah. That was the highest I've ever seen, was that 72. So the fact that the attribute for the Panther is almost tied up. Insane. All right.
So once again, I'll just point out though that it is the creatures that are doing all the stuff not really well.
Yeah.
I'm doing the rolls, man.
Drowning.
I'm doing these rolls. I got a magic touch.
He's
Fuck with me, bro. Fuck with me, man. Fuck with me.
It's really perfect too, because your character is like sort of a pacifist, and he doesn't actually get his hands dirty, but the stag and the panther are like the badass. All right, so the thing sort of just flails around and looks like it's sort of trying to hang on, and ultimately though it just collapses in this gigantic sort of heap in the swamp, and just sort of twitching there as you guys stand in sort of disbelief, looking at Karen, I guess.
I pat Karen.
Good Karen. That was the best gift that's ever been awarded on the show.
So what sort of time is it at the moment?
So it is currently like I think it's probably early afternoon actually. So it's like
Right. So
after lunchtime.
I would suggest we take a break and not camp as such, but take a break where we are. So during that time, I might as well butcher some of the creature so that we can save on our own rations.
Yeah.
Karen says that you are welcome.
Oh, I was gonna cut away some of it for Karen. That obviously Karen, I assume will eat it raw. So cut away sort of like a good chunk of the creature's meat, and throw that to Karen to kind of eat, and then cut some smaller steaks that will cook quite fast for ourselves.
you can let me bazooka it and grill it.
You got the low setting.
The low setting. Set it on broil.
That's awesome.
Simmer.
I love it.
So yeah, I mean, Leah, if you want to set a fire while I'm butchering this, then that'll save us on some rations.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that, or can I just do it?
No, you just do it.
Okay. Well, bush. There it is. You're all welcome.
Excellent. All right, so you guys have the most exotic, animal that you've ever eaten, and this huge, spit.
Okay, my character's an American, so he comes with a range of barbecue sauces in this pack.
Excellent. All right, so you guys roast up this gigantic beast, and you're sort of what is it? Is everybody sort of staying in the same place? I just want to get a feel for what everybody's doing, sort of after this happens.
Yeah, I'm staying with Karen and Stag.
Okay, cool.
I tried to skin the thing.
All right. You can roll me a, let's see, that would either be learning or agility to see how well you can do that. You might not have either of those, so you'll just have to roll a d20 if that's...
Yeah, that's just a d20 because I have neither or.
So as I see her kind of take out a blade to start to do it,
Yeah.
keep an eye on her basically, and if she's doing a good job, that's fine, which I think probably the role's okay for. But if she needs assistance, I'll kind of give her some pointers.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. She manages to not do any like horrible damage to the pelt as she begins to skin it. So
Like, I got this. I'm in the South.
that's right. Right. She's from the South. She's got these. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, you guys begin to skin it. So she begins to skin it, and you guys both do it together. That's fine, and there's not really any issue or problem with that, other than transporting tanning the skin of a 20-foot long tiger. So there's that.
That's okay. We've got a pack stag to carry all of our body remains.
He doesn't carry
I have the
things.
flaming
unfortunately.
torch.
He has no bags on him.
Well, we were referring to Ambrose.
No, I know. But we're staying
Again, he has no bags on him.
I don't think there's a big enough fire, so we just need you to torch it all up.
I'm ready. I stay ready.
So,
Alright.
so once we're done, I'll again try and pick up the trail again from the soldiers.
Okay. So as you guys, head sort of north, continuing to a northeasterly direction, and you cross over, after a short time. So, like if you're looking at the map up here, it settles back into woods. Granted, there's still, fairly deep water here, but again, it's just a sort of swampy clearing. And then, you get back to more solid ground on the other side. As you do so, you take not many steps inside of the jungle up ahead. And so you get to about, 20 feet or something like that into the jungle, into the more dense foliage again. When what happens is you hear from and David, your character sort of leading the way. So you're the first one to hear this, as there's like, you hear like a kind of a creak, and you get this sort of sick feeling in your stomach as it sounds familiar to you. This sort of sound of a bow string being taut, as you hear, "Don't move a muscle. You're surrounded." And then you just hear, "Throw your weapons over there." And you're like looking around to see like the source of this voice. Again, your eyes are still like adjusting to the change from the bright clearing into the fairly dense foliage here. And all of you guys are sort of behind David's character, just sort of barely in the foliage. What do you guys think?
What is this person speaking in? Is he speaking in common?
Yeah, good question. They're speaking in common, actually, which is unusual.
I don't have any weapons, so.
Throw your stag aside.
I don't have that many muscles. It's like actually just wires. So.
Right. But anyway, I mean, the one leading here is David with the rifle, so, I mean, it's presumably directed at him anyway. And then there's also Senra, who has the
I'm all weapon.
So I'm not gonna drop my rifle, but I will kind of put it to my side a little bit, and I'll shout forward, "Show yourself."
I said drop it, as you sort of like sort of halfway follow the orders, and sort of in a hostile manner, the response comes.
I'll shout back saying, "I heard what you said, but I'm not about to disarm myself until I know what danger I might be in."
I'll tell you what danger you're in if you don't drop the weapon. You'll be dead. So I suggest you do so.
Human, I suggest you do what the man says.
It's a female voice, actually. Sorry.
Female says.
Can I tell if the voice is like an elf voice or a kind of Westerner voice?
You can roll a perception check.
Ambrose just chilling.
Probably not them.
You're pretty sure that it sounds like a native speaker, as far as you can tell, of the common tongue.
I'll put my rifle down on the ground in front of me, but I'm not going to disarm my revolver. That'll be obviously in my holster.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, good. Now, hands up. It's just sort of like, and you see at this moment, you finally see a source. Again, it's coming sort of from the darkness. Your eyes begin to adjust, and then you hear this sort of like that sort of crackling sound that you get from something that's like very frozen, and you see sort of smoke and a very faint blue light as it sort of dances along the shaft of an arrow. And it takes a moment for the picture to sort of formulate in your mind, but you essentially see yourself sort of staring down the shaft of an arrow with, and you can see like this sort of fog-like smoke sort of pouring off of this arrow. And when you see the face, it is actually definitely an elf, and you're pretty sure also not an elf from Schlechtenberg, your homeworld here. And here is the character that you see. The difference being that in this case, you see this sort of fire on the picture, but it's actually ice or sort of cold energy that seems to be dancing along the arrow.
I
So,
have my hands up, but I'm
I'll,
not really sure why.
I'll stand up. I will kind of partially raise my hands a little bit, so kind of holding them up, so I'm kind of like that, not stupid the whole way, but kind of like that. Say, we don't mean you any harm. We're just looking for a party of scouts that went missing. Have you seen them, perhaps?
Scouts go missing all the time. We haven't seen any lately. What do you need with them?
We're just trying to find them. They were missing. They looked. Some of the tracks that we found prior to following them this far would suggest that they were in some sort of combat with a large creature. Okay.
She, you see her sort of look off to her right as she's looking at you, which is there. You guys are straight in front of her, and she looks to her right, and in the light, in this sort of faint blue light that you see coming from this arrow, you see the outline of some figure, and it seems to have the figure seems to have a deep cloak, and like a hooded cloak, and you just see her sort of look in the direction of this figure, and then the head of this cloaked figure that you can't make out the face or anything, just sort of not shakes his head no, and then she looks back at you and she says, "No, we've not seen your people this direction. I suggest you go back where you came from." And so, at the same time that this happens,
I turn around.
This is about after the original combat that just took place. We'll say that this is like an hour later or something like that. And so, Will, your character, you're on the stag, and you had this sudden feeling like, man, if I were walking, I would have just sort of like taken a knee. As you suddenly out of nowhere, you get hit with like what feels like a dizzy spell, and like the whole sort of like the whole room or your surroundings begin to sort of spin around you, and you're like, and you start to sort of break out in a cold sweat.
So the tracks that we were following to get to here of the soldiers, are they still?
You have not yet. So again, you picked up on the other side, and you only got about 20 feet in, so you cannot confirm yes or no as to whether this is the right track. You were about to start to figure that out, but this happened like as soon as you got into the tree line.
How far is the woman from me?
She looks to be about 30 feet away from you, maybe. She's pretty close.
So, take out my revolver, but like, sort of like, hold up my hand and just take out my revolver and put it on the ground next to me.
Okay.
Take out my machete and put it on the ground next to me.
Okay.
And then just very slowly, with my hands up, walk towards her.
Okay. So at the same time that's happening, the rest of you guys maybe are sort of behind. Well, we already agreed are behind David's character who's in the lead here, and you guys see like Ambrose kind of like nearly fall off of the stag. He sort of like catches himself, and like you can see just from his face that there's something wrong, and you can't tell obviously, it's not obvious what's going on.
So I'm probably not aware of this because it's happening behind me.
Yeah, so what did the other two do here? What did the three of you do behind David?
I'm just catching myself at this point, I guess.
See, I'm just confused. I'm like, okay, we got a wimp that's going and dropping all of his stuff. And then we got, I think, a drunken fool behind me. I don't know what's going on. There's yelling going on in this language that's what?
So yeah, exactly. There's like an elf that's speaking like not Elven. Okay. Sydney, what about you? What's your character doing?
Yeah, I'll try and like maybe touch Ambrose like on his leg or whatever because he's on the stag and just be like, what's wrong?
I don't saw anything. I'm just like probably got my eyes closed at this point.
Okay.
I'm like focusing.
So you hear you hear that? That's the first thing that you hear, David, as Leah says, "What's wrong?" Sort of behind you.
I'm going to ignore that for the time being. So I want to get close enough that I can talk to the women without the others being able to overhear me.
Okay. Roll me a. Let's see. I think that's going to be persuasion or like deception, one or the other. I don't know if you have either, but just roll a d20 if not.
I've got both at the same, so.
Okay, so roll that. Okay. As you sort of walk closer, the woman begins to sort of back up as you step forward, and you're able to. What happens is you're able to get. So you kind of like do this dance where you're sort of circling around the sort of circumference of a circle, and what happens is if you want, you can stay with the party. However, since you already told me that you're trying to sort of distance yourself from them, what happens is the party's here and the woman's here, and you manage to sort of like work your way around the perimeter, but she sort of keeps moving as you try to go.
Right, so as soon as I realise that's what she's doing,
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with my back to the party.
Okay.
I'm going to take out a photograph that I've got inside my jacket pocket,
Okay.
and I'm going to leave it on the ground in front of me.
Okay. Very good.
I'm going to whisper to her, well, I'm going to sort of say to her in quite a low voice, ask her if she's seen this person, and then I'm going to back away to give her a chance to examine the photo without me being a threat.
Thanks to Black Star of Hearts for following welcome to the adventure. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
Okay, excellent. So I will get back to you about what happens there. She does advance to take a look at the thing, and you sort of move back. And while that's happening, it's going to take like a few minutes or
That's fine. Yeah. Oh.
dance. And then what's happening back here with Ambrose, and you're able to sort of move back that direction as well, David, since you kind of accomplished your goal indirectly there.
Yeah, I'm just catching myself. My eyes are closed. My eyes are glazed over. If you
All right.
kind of like forced them open, they'd be like.
And then like after a little bit here of the sort of cold sweats, you suddenly feel like in the pit of your stomach, you just feel your stomach begin to turn in knots, and those of you who are standing next to him see him just retch as he just vomits off of the side of the stag.
Do I have any idea what this is? Is there any way for Ambrose to kind of, because he thinks
Sure.
it's some kind of like dizzying spell? Is there any way for
This
him to
would
kind of
be probably a learning check, or if you I don't know what kind of supernatural attributes you have.
Could we roll too? Like
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's morning sickness.
Yeah, I've got.
Morning sickness.
I'm creation, enchantment, alteration.
Okay, so creation would be the best one if you have that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a learning.
24.
Yeah, learning definitely.
So
Okay.
he's sick down the side of his stag, and then the stag just sort of reaches back and licks it off.
Nice. Okay,
I
great.
was like, okay, he's feeding his animals. That's great.
All right, so the two of you guys, so Ambrose, so Will, your character gets the impression that this is like some kind of, and actually both Leah and Ambrose have this sort of idea at the same time. You guys did roll basically the same, and you think to yourselves, well, some of these symptoms are similar to what one would encounter from like a snake bite. And you think, oh shit, as you realize that Ambrose fell off of his steed into the mucky water in the swamp back there.
Yeah, I am like, snake bite!
You've seen Stand By Me, haven't you, Will?
What's that? Stand
You've
by
seen
me.
Stand By Me?
Uh-huh.
By me leeches.
Yeah, I say, snake. Snake in my boot.
Snake in my boot.
Can we like look all over his body to see if we can see any wounds or anything?
Yeah, so with a 25, we're just going to keep rolling that success. You manage to, after a minute of inspection, you find, in fact, on his, on his foot, his perfectly bare feet, which were just set up for this exactly, as you do find on the top of it the telltale signs with the 2 puncture wounds. And the area around it does not look very around the skin there does not look very healthy, as it looks sort of grayish.
I say, anti-venom is what I need. As I might being sick again.
Is there any?
What?
Ask the girl.
Which girl?
Who are we
Right.
talking to? Any girl really will do.
I don't speak their language.
Any of them will do.
All right, so
Just let me die, it's fine.
What would you like?
So does Will's character have any ability to like use his magic to purge his body?
That's
I guess
what
he's
I'm
at
being
disadvantage
sick.
because there's
Yeah, so you do have disadvantage because of being sick, but you can try to draw out the venom or something like that with healing magic. Will.
Alright, I'll give it creation. So I'm at disadvantage, so I'm... What's up, Tricknerologist? What do I roll for? Sorry, I need to keep the lowest.
Welcome,
Thank you to Sinister Saturday for following. Welcome. Sinister Saturday to the adventure. You're a gentleman scholar. He says, this is so cool. Cool. Keep lowest one.
Yep. Keep the lowest one.
6.
Wait. DL. Okay.
I was
No,
gonna
you
see
didn't
if I
have
can
to,
do
but
Boon Focus.
Samantha, what'd you say, Samantha?
I was gonna see if I can do that Boon Focus regeneration.
Yeah, sure.
Help him. But I don't know how I would roll for that.
Yeah, so that would be an interesting thing because, like, from a story perspective,
Yeah.
that thing is associated with you. So I will let you decide. That may involve you actually, like, sort of revealing, that part of your character if you were going to sort of transfer that to Will in order to try to help him. So is that what you want to do?
I require some aid.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll start like pulling back that little scarf that I had on to reveal.
Will, like, you think you're having like hallucination here.
Oh,
I just don't know how to roll for the regeneration to help him.
It's automatic. That's the reason that you have.
Oh, okay.
So you just roll d4, the only part that I think there was one thing that I forgot to do when I was helping you with the character, which was you'll need alteration to do that. But for now, we'll just keep it at the lowest level, and we'll probably need to give you an alteration score, supernatural attribute score, so that you can, because you need that to use the feat. But for now, just roll d4, and it explodes.
Use the feet to cure my feet.
Okay, so
Use the feet to cure my feet.
Exactly.
so just press D4 and you're good.
Yeah. So okay. So you so she sort of, so essentially you see this really strange sort of it looks almost like a growth, or I don't know, like some sort of tumor or something weird like that.
You said there weren't any tumors.
You lied, Brian.
You ruined my my oh man. Brian, you ruined my life.
Never playing Open Legend again.
It's like a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Unfollowed, unsubscribed.
Look, Sydney, this is not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
This is a sentient tumor. Okay, this is completely different.
Level
As this weird sort of like it sort of like detaches and then sort of attaches and begins to like a skin graft or something, but it's alive. And I don't know if you would even like. I'm not sure that your character would definitely let her do that. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's super creepy on the creepy scale.
I think I'm like hallucinating.
Yeah.
At this point. Oh.
Someone's rubbing my feet.
The end is near, Ember.
So what happens is you
Good
place.
night, children of the forest. As I pass out as she's healing me, and then I open my eyes and like look down at my foot. look up at the girl. What did you do?
So so what happens is you place this thing on here again. He's like sort of hallucinating. He's not all there, and it begins to sort of. Go ahead, David.
Well, I was going to say he's not been there the whole game, so.
Yeah. So
his character's always out of it a little bit.
There's always a few mushrooms around.
Yeah, just a few mushrooms short of the line at any given time, right? But again, this thing sort of wraps itself around the foot. So the rest of you who are not tripping think that you are, as you see this strange, like sort of thing grow around his foot, and you do feel a little better, Will, as this happens. However, it's like a very minor offset of a very big problem, as you don't feel like you're healed by any means.
Yeah.
You sort of manage to vomit like one fewer times in the next 10 minutes or something like that, but it does help a little bit.
I call out to the elf girl.
Yeah. So meanwhile, the elf girl is she's like looking at this thing that David's character put over here for her to have a look at. I think I know what this is, David. This would be the person you're looking for. Okay. And she sort of comes over, and you see. So you're trying to, David, your character's sort of watching both probably of these things happen, and you see her sort of show it to her companion here. This person that's sort of like in the shadows. You see like her hold up the picture for this figure to look at, and they sort of nod their head yes, you see. And so you're not sure exactly what to make of that, but they seem to react to the picture. And they sort of come a little bit closer to you, and then tell you, they sort of motion for you to come closer, as like there's this chaos scene happening over here, and they're sort of beckoning you over.
That's okay. No, I don't really care what's happening to Will's character. I'll walk over and see what they've got to say.
So they come.
Fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It's not as if the stag's hurt.
He just needs to pull himself up by the proverbial bootstraps, I guess, really.
I am too.
I
It's all
have a question.
Yeah, what's up, Sadie?
Like, is there any way like I could know that like if he were to lose his foot, would he be okay?
Good
Like,
question.
because I have an idea.
I know. I think I know exactly.
You know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Your expert medical opinion, and your character is, from a general perspective in terms of learned knowledge and study, you're pretty well versed in things, and so you've had a few first aid courses. Now, it's not exactly every day that what I think you want to do happens, but yeah, you do think that if you were to sever that foot, it would probably help the situation.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, back in David's character, they sort of beckon for you to come closer, and
As I hear this sort of circular saw whirling up.
Oh man! Oh, this is great. So they beckon you to come closer. You do, and they say, "Where did you get this? How do you know this person?" The female elf says to you, the archer.
I'll say they're a friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend. Well, I guess that puts us in.
I don't know them personally, but someone I know is very directly attached to that person. Do you know? Have you seen them recently? Since I assume you've seen them.
Yes, I have seen them. I guess we're in the same boat. Also, don't know them very well, but sort of a friend of a friend, I would say, much like yourself. What is it exactly that you mean to do should you find this person?
I think that would be down to the person themselves, but I need to speak to the person urgently to find out what situation they're in.
Okay. Well, you see, you see, they sort of look at each other, the hooded figure and this elf, and they take a moment, and there's like a sort of wordless communication that's happening between them. Not like, not magical, just sort of like, body language. As eventually they sort of look at you, and she hesitates for a while, and then she says, "Well, what assurance do I have that you are not like the others who have come and despoiled the forest here? I would hate for you to find out information which I would later regret having given to you."
I shout out to the elf girl in Elven, "Help me, please."
I'll just as she's saying that, I'll say we've been very careful to include one of your people as a guide to ensure that we do not taint or spoil the forest as we travel through it. However, it appears that our guide is in some pain or distress at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you could assist him.
Well,
I can yell back and be like, I think I have it. I think I can fix it.
Ripsaw just getting fired up.
I'm changing my bazooka arm to a knife, and I'm like, guys, it's chill, it's fine.
Karen is by my side, not looking very happy.
Never happened.
Karen sort of snarls as Sydney's character sort of revs up the circular saw or whatever.
Yep, trust me.
This is great.
Get away from me, vile creature.
What do you say, Will?
So get away from me, vile creature. You have no place here. I spit on the ground as I'm being sick.
Sydney, sorry I cut you off. What are you saying?
Well, speaking of cutting off.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, dude. She'll be here all night, folks. All right. So she looks at you. The elven woman looks at you, and sort of just with a perplexed look on her face, sort of looking from Ambrose to
Snake bite.
David's character. She said, "Well, I hate to break this to you, but if you need first aid, I don't think I'm the person that you're looking to speak to. However, I suppose in this in extraneous circumstances here, we could take you back to our village and see about getting the aid of one of our healers once we get there.
If y'all would just give me like 5 minutes.
just five. That's all I'm asking. Just
I promise I can fix it.
So
Y'all just need to trust me.
I'll turn to Leah's character. Leah, what do you propose?
Well, I would say with technology, I'll make him another foot.
I don't want your technology. Be gone. As the stags are helping me out.
So I'll say to Leah, well, I or yourself even would find that as a suitable solution to this predicament. I think from what we've learned of Ambrose so far in our travels, he would be opposed to it. And given he has shown some magical capability, there is a risk that his body would reject.
Well, it certainly would.
Then I'll lean closer to Leah's character and whisper to her, and I think this would be a good opportunity to go to the village with these two.
Fine.
And see if we can find out what's happened to the soldiers.
Like, you see my knife thing retract, and it turns into a hand that's like...
I'll
Had so many plans.
yeah, so I'll turn to the elf girl, the elf woman, and say yes. I think any help that you could provide would certainly be beneficial, and I'm sure Ambrose, pointing at the stricken elf on the ground, would be very appreciative of your aid in this matter.
very well. So
we can maybe strap him to the stag so you can lead him.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You guys, that's no problem. You can strap him to the stag. And so you guys continue on. So they
So
begin
I'll retrieve my weapons, but I will leave them holstered.
Okay, sounds good. As you guys are moving sort of along, you ultimately get a little bit better look at this figure. You don't see the cloaked figure's face full on. They managed to sort of evade your notice pretty well, but you do catch like a few minor details. In a certain light, you can see like the cheek sort of side of the face here, and you see like what look to be like war paint sort of patterns that would be similar to like what you would expect to see from some of the native elven tribes and that sort of thing. Also, the hair. You guys can all roll me. Well, like everybody except Will can roll me a perception check. And the hair of this figure, you can see a little bit of. It seems to be black. And 15, 36, 19.
36.
So, Senra and so Senra, you spot something that's real unusual. That the hair color, the black hair color, appears to be somehow artificial. It does not appear that the original color was black, and you're able to sort of catch just the right sort of angle of the light and see like some lighter colored roots or something like that for the hair. Seems strange because for your character, you don't even actually probably know what it is because you've never even seen someone who dyes their hair, probably. So
It's okay, we'll find out what a natural color is later.
You start throwing like shade, saying she needs to get done.
And this is the cloaked figure, not the female archer. Just
Oh right, so
Yeah. So I can't like just like pull down the cloak and just like, what the?
Well, you could.
You can try.
You anything. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. I kind of want to do that.
Why don't you do it?
Okay. I
So,
just try to walk really fast, and I'm just like,
so
that's not right.
you guys, so she pulls down the cloak and sort of catches this figure by surprise. And the thing that happens is it's still not immediately noticeable, the fact that the hair is dyed a certain color, just because there's already shadows and stuff in the jungle and all that jazz. But something else much more noticeable becomes immediately apparent, which is that you see the ears of this person, and they are rounded ears. They are not elven. It appears that the individual is a human.
Do any of us
Also,
recognize?
also it's a man, not a woman.
A generous bestowal.
Just to be clear about that.
So
Thanks to Disc, today's £5. Surge for Will because something is a foot. This music though, thanks Disc. So the donation stuff's slightly different on Open Legend stuff. It's got up in the top hand corner. We could do a Wild Magic Surge. Couldn't we sing this on Will?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright. I'll roll a Surge. Thanks so much, Disc. Give Disc that gold.
So while Will's rolling that,
Yeah.
we'd heard about this corporal guy or this other member of the military who the rumor was he went native. Did we have a description of that individual? Does this sound possibly like that person?
Nobody else would probably be like keen enough to even notice that, but David, you're pretty sure, since you thought of that, you have a strong suspicion that's exactly who this is. I'm going to tell you right now, if it's completely batshit crazy, it might
Target is deluded, which kind of makes sense, right?
Why? That's like, what? That's already happened. That's crazy. All right, so you're deluded, Will. So. So I just want to point out that getting to roll and getting to have advantage on rolls is not necessarily always a bad thing. It may be better since you already were deluded. But all right. So David, you're pretty sure that's who. It kind of dawns on your character just as it dawns on you as a player, and you are pretty sure that's who this is. It seems. At first, you guys didn't notice. But as you've been traveling together for just a short time here, the figure is leaning, sort of using almost as a walking staff, a large pole arm. And now that you think about it, you've heard that he is known for wielding like a large spear, sort of pole arm, blade-like, weapon.
So while I'll keep that to myself for the time being, while they're being, but maybe I'll try and speak to him about it afterwards.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Sintra just pokes the ear.
Just pokes the ear.
Pokes the ear. He's like, this is not natural.
This is not natural.
You can't understand me, maybe, so I might be in a good setting right now.
she sort of he sort of looks at you, then looks at her, and then she translates. So you hear her say, so everybody who speaks, like Common or Elven, you hear the same repeated in both languages as she says it to him. Sort of translates, steps in there.
This doesn't look right. It's all round. The point.
And then they sort of look at you in a perplexed way, and then sort of gesture to your two companions here, and with a.
I don't know those people.
I don't know this.
They're weird. They're creatures, in my opinion. I don't know. Might make a good roast. I ate the something coming out of that one girl. It was just too crunchy though.
Oh man, that's great. All right. So you guys sort of continue on in sort of awkward silence after that, as you get to sort of an hour into the journey, and Will, your character, sort of takes what you think is maybe a turn for the worse, as suddenly, again, you're thinking, holy shit, it's a really good thing that I'm not walking right now, because in addition to being like dizzy, which is already bad enough, you suddenly begin to experience like a shortness of breath and a sort of tightness in your chest as you feel like you're sort of struggling to kind of get air here.
Okay.
And you guys like probably hear a sort of weird gasp come from this character.
So as I noticed, kind of Will's character deteriorating, I lost the female elf. Is it much further?
Well,
I need king soil.
it's a few hours still. We're not days away, but you said he was bitten by a snake in the swamp. Is that right?
That's what he seems to be. Said. Well, I mean, I didn't really hear that, so I suppose that's what the others said.
Okay.
Because I was already further ahead when Will's character was saying snake.
Okay. Yeah, so she sort of like looks to the rest of you guys. Did you say it's a snake bite?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope that it wasn't too close to a major artery or anything like that. I don't know if it'll make it if that's the case. However, it's a few more hours, so we'll try to move as quickly as we can.
Might have to take the whole leg now.
I would rather die.
Like anything to try and heal him or help him?
Wait, what's that?
Can I roll like anything to try and heal him or help him or anything, like energy or something?
Yeah, sure. Well, you guys have managed to sort of like, use like tourniquet to try to like, limit the area of effect.
That's so much potential.
It could have been.
It could have been so good.
And basically, though, what happens is like, essentially, it's not that you don't know how to treat a snake bite, but her words almost seem ominous as you're thinking like, well, having looked at the wound closely, you're not so sure, like, it may be exactly the case that this was near an artery or something like that. And you guys are basically struggling to contain the effect of this snake bite. You're just, at this point, you guys kind of feel like, your best hope is to get there as soon as possible.
That's the best hope? The best
Or
hope?
you
No,
do.
I think the best
I might
sorry,
do
yeah.
again.
What's that, Samantha?
I said I might be able to do the boon focus one more time.
Sure, yeah, you can roll again.
Be like,
Just
is
roll
it
D4.
just a D4, or do I
Yeah.
have to do that roll D4 and then exclamation marks?
Yeah, you have to do exclamation marks because it explodes.
Oh, okay. That's what I didn't do last time.
No worries.
Remind you guys in the hour, if you're enjoying the show, hit that follow button and join us. You
Yeah,
can also
sure
check
to.
out. Oh, nice. Open Legend.
Don't you need to roll a d20 as well?
Son of a Will, man, getting blocked here, buddy.
Yeah, Jesus. Terrible. Thanks so much to Quint for following. Welcome, my friend, to the adventure. You are a gentleman and a scholar. So we're just one follow away from you guys getting to decide something which happens in our game. It
Yeah.
could be you. It could be you.
And just 5 minutes away from Will losing a foot.
So hurry. Hit that.
And thank you so much to Trick Neurologist. Welcome. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. 3,200 followers, guys. How you doing?
Unfortunately, it's not a neurologist that you need.
Indeed.
Well, not yet.
Soon, maybe. And leave us the line, guys. Brian, what's the theme?
What's the theme? Okay, so I guess the theme is what obstacle befalls our heroes between the village and where they are now.
Yeah. Alright,
Maybe
guys.
it's Will's foot that falls off.
It just drops off. Thanks to Mill for following. Welcome. You're also a gentleman scholar. So underneath our line in chat, what happens next whilst we're travelling from A to B? Whilst we're trying to get to this village, you can throw out anything you like, guys. We had mermaids last time. It could be anything. So get your ideas in, and I'll throw them into a straw poll. The most popular one get voted on, and we'll enter our game.
So I suppose to recap for people that haven't been following the whole chat, at the moment we're travelling to the village. Will's been bitten by a snake and is basically being tended to by the party without much success. He's strapped to the stag. We also have a panther, which is one of Will's other pets that he acquired last session, and we're accompanied by a mysterious female elf, and a mysterious human who seems to be masquerading as an elf.
And I will caveat that by saying not much success in treatment is a relative thing. I think Sydney's character has a pretty good path in mind for successful treatment here. So, not necessarily something that Will's character is all over, but...
Ambrose will commit. Or just seppuku.
What? So how long do we need to wait for the straw poll? Because we should do that now. I mean, I need to know what they decide.
I'll put it together this moment.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab a drink quickly then, if we're doing that.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
All right. Oh my goodness.
Right, guys, get in your ideas, and I'll throw them into chat. As ever, guys.
Just everybody. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no
Just
worries.
2-minute break. 2 minutes, and then you guys will decide what happens when I get back here.
Sounds good. As ever, guys, stick to the rules. Rules again. Spent some decades in chat tonight. Don't be one of them. They meet a human child that thinks it's a goblin and attacks them. Fuck.
Did you mean me?
You think you a goblin?
Human child that thinks it is a goblin.
Alright, we've already got in 6, throw in a few more, and call this open, legend, decision. We've got the Dungeon Masters workshop coming right up next. You guys get to listen to Mitch, and he'll do a little kind of D&D lesson on stuff, and Joker, I'm gonna time you out, because I just can't be dealing with this shit, to be honest. Robin Hood and his not so merry men, they're hungry, frustrated, and they want your supplies and women. Good rhyme. Party goblins. Nice. I like the idea of that. They just want to throw together some kind of little party. A magic forest and find a fey city. Oop, fey. Alright. And that's grind back. Yeah. Love listening to Mitch. Well, he'll be on the screen very soon. Oh boy, that's a squeaky chair.
Sorry.
Squeaky chair. Alright, we've got 9 in. Sorry, I didn't quite get in all grave. So, go vote, guys. Most popular one will happen. And as ever, hit that follow button if you're enjoying the show. We've got a new show coming up in just under an hour here. And then I'm also going to do some Curse of Strahd prep with you guys, because we seem to enjoy that last time over. So, let's go and vote. I am going to vote.
So, do you have questions in chat before the vote?
Yeah, any open legend based questions? There's 60 people around, so someone might have a question. Or Crave. That could be a question. Question directed at Brian. Brian, Orc Grave?
What? Okay, Orc Grave. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it on the list or not?
It didn't quite make the list, unfortunately.
All right.
Brian, are you in the classroom or office right now? Neurologist asks.
That chair looks horrible. Yeah, I'm in an office. My office. So I appreciate that compliment about my chair here. But sorry, I am expanding my office. In fact, we'll have a different backdrop sometime in the next couple of weeks as I am moving my office.
Very
This
exciting.
is really uninteresting to anybody in chat, but hey, guys, you brought it up.
Do you use any beard care?
Beard care products?
Beard care
Yeah,
products,
yeah, that's a good question. Oh, the wooden one. Oh, the wooden chair. Yeah, that chair is horrible. Nobody sits on that chair. I regret having bought it.
Alright.
And okay.
We seem to have a decision. 6 votes. Everyone suddenly believes in Sydney's character's healing ability, including Will. What about Ambrose, though?
Oh no.
I don't use any beard care products. That's why my beard is suboptimal. And Somebody thinks the chair is fine. I appreciate that vote of
Yeah, we
confidence.
appreciate that, Legion.
So wait, was that do we have a final?
Yeah, so everyone believes in Sydney's character's healing ability, including Will. I believe in your healing ability, Sydney.
Wait, everybody believes in Sydney's. Oh, okay, nice. All right. So,
I'll turn towards Leah then and say, Leah, he appears to be deteriorating fast. You're gonna have to act.
oh my god! Oh, this is excellent. All right, so so you guys continue about an hour. About an hour later, Will's character continues to worsen, and again, like we said, Sydney has to step in here. It seems like there's no choice at this point. So revving up the buzzsaw.
So just
tell us what you're doing there, Sydney.
just before, when we realise this is happening, can I have a word with the female elf and say, is there any way you could knock him out or daze him or something like that, so that Leah can help him?
So why not? Sure, she knocks him out. That's fine. She just sort of like actually grabs her rifle and just like hits him on the head. He goes out cold.
All right.
So what happens here?
So it's still just the foot?
Yeah, it's primarily to the foot. Yeah, I think you could get away with just the foot as your medical.
No, why
job, medical professional.
Let's enhance him so he's more useful for the party.
I'm trying to get to a happy medium. Okay, so I'll tie like a tourniquet around the like his ankle.
Yeah.
And then just cut his foot off. Just cut it off, and maybe.
So something unusual happens.
No.
As you sort of like go in there, you've got like I'm picturing like like they'll have like a clamp or whatever on some wood when they're like sawing some wood. So you've got like people holding the legs still, and here comes your circular saw coming down, and as the circular saw begins to eat into Will's flesh, and you see blood and bits of flesh flying all over the place. He starts to shriek. He wakes up, starts to shriek hysterically, and the rest of you guys are like, "What is going on here?" And he's like, "No, stop!" As Will, what happens is you wake up, and when you wake up, you wake up to somebody sawing off your foot, and you're in a this all happens inside of a quarter of a second, of course, right? But you realize that you saw before you were just totally out of it, and like as you're shouting like no, you sort of realize that you're like fine as you begin to sit up. It's fine except for the foot that's partially sawed off. That part is real.
The stag and the cat attack the robot.
Oh, nice. Can we get a 62 on that?
Oh my god, you are dying. I'm trying to help you.
So the stag got only a 4 and the cat rolled an 11, so they're just trying to pour her off.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I'm not involved here. You guys are telling me what you're doing here. Your foot is partially hacked off. You have sudden clarity of mind, and you're not vomiting anymore. You notice the symptoms are all gone.
Yeah.
But only Will's character knows this, not us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I say I'm fine, and I'm not like being sick or anything. Get that creature off of me!
Stop! Just stop!
Okay, you just
Just leave it.
Yeah, the circular blade just suddenly stops in place, and she's just frozen in place, like looking.
The
All
cat's
right,
like the
so
cat is like trying to kill you, you know, and the stag's like going to ram you through.
All right, let's do it. Keep rolling. Next,
All right.
that's the first round she stops. Second round, the stag and the panther attack again.
So it's pretty rubbish rolls.
It's not quite the 62 that you were
Not
looking
62,
for, is
no.
it?
Can I use that feet thing and make like a bomb and throw them at his stag and his cat?
Sure, why not?
What do I roll for that?
You just
Thanks, Skinny. What's up, dude?
wait. What are you using for the bomb exactly?
Like you said, I could make like little like
Oh, yeah, sure.
electronic-y.
Yeah. Well, you could just use your arc reactor of sorts here. So why not? Just roll an energy check. That's fine.
Yeah, if I rolled a 61, man.
Yeah. Was it 62? 62, 61?
I think it's 61.
Yeah. Okay. 61. Yeah. Yeah. So Gareth, man, your glory is departing, as it were. 19. So on a 19, you know sort of singed the fur of just enough to make to make Karen angry, but not enough to really hurt Karen very much, I guess.
So I'll grab Ambrose's character and kind of shake him a little bit, saying, "Ambrose, she was just trying to help you.
Get that creature off of me. Get that disgusting machine away from me. Get that abomination out of here."
Call the panther and the stag off, and she'll step back.
I call them off.
All right.
Right, and I'll try and assess the wound.
Yeah, it looks like your character is one thing we should be clear about here. You know, you are in tremendous pain. Will there's mind-numbing, insane amounts of pain as she has in fact cut into your bone, and you are extremely badly injured.
On the plus side, though, clearly all the poisoned blood's been sprayed everywhere, and you've come back round.
Can I like creation my foot with my my healing powers?
Yeah, you can try.
All right, I'll give it a go. 62. Get fucked.
I hate
What's going on here?
this. I can't.
I was like,
Welcome.
oh man.
Poor Gareth.
I am the champion.
This is the worst day ever, Garrett. So for anybody in chat, we should let everybody know that in a previous game that Scarred Star was in, he in a great
Oh no.
playing with. But what? Did I get dropped?
No, Zoom
Yeah. There's a chief that they were parlaying with, and Garrett's character was a member of this tribe. He challenged the chieftain with no chance of success, except that he managed to roll a 42 after with some help from the rest of the party, and cracked the neck of this chieftain who was his lifetime overlord. And as he said, we are all about setting the little people free, and that was Gareth's day in the sun as he took over the tribe, enslaved many people, and much fun was had by all. So, in any case,
but that 42 just pales in comparison to the roles that everyone else has been.
he was a king. He reminds us that, that he was.
Oh, Zoom is doing a weird thing again. That's kind of odd. Hang on a second here, guys. The Zoom call seems to be a bit odd. Roll up. Just one D&D, guys. Just one D&D. Hopefully this will come back in a second. There we go. You guys.
Just
That was off.
Is it Zoom or is it, my internet's okay? Damn it,
Yeah.
Zoom.
My internet's great.
Everyone's freezing saying it's Zoom.
Yeah, could just be.
Those bastards. But all that money that we paid them.
I know, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I do pay them like $15 a month, so.
We might want to have a chat with them.
Yeah,
To be
well,
honest though, it's still better than Skype, so.
yeah.
Skype sucks.
I,
So what I was saying though, back to this. So 62. Will's character. Will, you have literally in your entire.
No?
You've never seen a miracle of creation quite like this. As you watch the bone sort of like, it sort of like grows, and then eventually they sort of meet in the middle where where it was severed, and then gradually the muscles and tissue and sinew just sort of winds its way back over, and finally the flesh, the skin as it closes up, and you feel like it was a fated moment, it's like proving that technology is wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
So I tend to sort of like lean over Will's character and go, if you'd have done that an hour ago when you were the snake bite, we wouldn't have had to do this anyway. Why didn't you do it then?
The cat looks at you angrily. Step back, human. I have no time. You or your machines. These abominations, I cannot abide by them. You sicken me just to look at you. Never come near me again. Do not touch me again, you disgusting thing.
So
We're dying.
I'll kind of interpose myself so that Will can foot and go, and then sort of turn back round to look at the foot and go, did you have 6 toes beforehand?
Welcome. Thank you, Crystal Sully. What's up, my friend? Welcome. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Crystal is a badass illustrator. Shout out to her.
Nice.
She is amazing and working with me on something that may or may not show up here sometime soon. We'll see whenever she finishes.
Sweet. I like brush the human aside and I get up on Ember the stag.
All right. So you get back up on the stag. It's as if
Wipe the sick off the side of the stag from earlier.
The cat's probably licked that off, to be fair.
Oh. All right. So that said, you guys continue on your way, and Will, the one thing, your character with your 62 creation roll, the thing that you just can't quite shake. You don't want to tell your companions this in the sense that like you're trying to like say like, hey, I'm better than you, like I'm right and you're wrong, But the thing that you can't seem to shake as you guys continue on the path is like, what the fuck happened? Because I was dead, and then all of a sudden, it's not like the saw blade would suddenly cure you of a snake bite, and your character is like that is heavy on your mind as you guys are sort of continuing on here.
Yeah, I think I'm probably just like amazed that I'm still like here.
Yeah. All right, so continuing.
So as we're kind of walking, I'm going to console Leah's character.
Okay.
I just sort of like say to her that you did your best. Don't worry about the non-believing savages. But obviously, so they can't hear it.
I can't hear it anyways.
Yeah.
Poor Sam's character. You're you managed to start to sort of pick up a few words here, Sam, after like a day's travel with this foreign tongue. Sort of through body language and stuff like that. You're certainly not able to like understand conversation, but you begin to just sort of real basic commands and stuff like that.
Like shut up. I would know that one really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just learn all the swear words.
You always learn the swear words first.
Yeah, that's standard operating procedure, really. Okay, so you guys continue on there, And you do, Samantha, your character notices like you do get some sort of sideways glances from the other, from the Elven Archer, this woman that you guys are traveling with, as you get the feeling that she's a little uncomfortable around your character. You got your people, of course, do have a reputation, so there's that.
I just start covering the symbiote so no one sees it. I'm like, that's not there at all. You don't see nothing. I'm just a normal person. What are you talking about?
Everything's fine here. Move along. No problem.
Proceed.
He's pissed. All right. So you guys continue on again. Through, and what happens ultimately is you come upon this grove, and basically it's sort of like a clearing, but then there's in a weird sort of a way, there's this almost like sort of mist or fog that sort of settles over this this clearing, and you get a distinct feeling that it's not natural, and you guys are sort of headed for it, and thinking to yourself, where are we? What are we? I thought we were almost there. What's going on here? What are you guys doing?
Ask the female elf, the lead. Is this something we should be concerned about?
She sort of looks, she sort of raises an eyebrow, looks at it, and sort of says, I've not seen, I don't think I've seen such a thing in this area before. Perhaps we should go around. I'm not familiar.
Turn to the hooded man. Have you seen anything like this before?
Nah, never.
Does it look natural, or does it look possibly like? Is there any sort of chemical smell in the air or anything like that, or is it something that looks natural?
It looks natural. It looks like but you get a feeling like it's unnatural, but there's nothing about like the smell or sort of obvious tangible. You just have like this like bad feeling about it.
Ask the woman. Will it take us long to go around? I mean, time isn't as such an issue now that Ambrose is feeling better, but is it a major detour to go around this? I'd rather not go through something we're not sure of.
Okay. Well, I guess it depends on how far we have to go along, but I don't. How far we have to go around, but I suppose it'll be fine if we just go around.
So I'll turn to Ambrose. Ambrose, could you maybe use one of the animals or some other animals around to scout see how deep it is, if there's any
They are
danger?
not best pleased with you at this point. I think it's best that you stay away from them for a while.
Oh, that's great. All right.
So I'll turn to Ambrose, but this could be as much a risk to you and the animals as it is to us. I'm asking you if you could ask the animals to scout around. I'm not asking the animals myself.
I ask them. They say they wish to be at my side in case you attempt to tamper with me again. Lest your disgusting machinery attempt to touch me.
We were trying to save you.
I don't even look at it.
I want to reach up and grab you by the beard and pull you down and be like, do you think any of this was my choice?
Cat attack.
Do you?
Oh,
Cat attack. Okay.
Does the cat attack?
Yeah, cat's like, get off.
Okay.
It's only a set.
No, the cat. It's more like a warning shot. I
Like a
suppose.
paw.
Mine's not.
Here it comes. He's gonna kill the cat. Oh, 19.
Nice.
How many hit points does Karen have there, Will?
15.
All right. So, what are we doing here? So, Karen, I guess I don't know. You guys have to tell me if you're jumping in. Otherwise, we'll alternate between Karen and Leah here.
I will.
Stag going. You know.
Stun round into Karen.
Yeah, you fire another round to Karen. Okay, roll it.
I'll use stun.
No stun. Okay, yeah.
So I won't fire a deadly shot.
My character's like, they're fighting again. Why did I follow with them?
They're like cats and machines.
Do not
Cats
go
versus
along.
machines.
So stun is agility versus toughness. In this case,
Yeah.
I got 30.
All right. So Karen is stunned.
Oh, Zoom looks like it's going again. Zoom, please. It's being weird. Froze kernels like a boss. Yeah, I don't really know, guys. Zoom's kind of being weird. I'm going to start a new call after this one. Although, yeah, for the next show, but they should come back in a moment here. It tends to clear up after like a few minutes. Perfect poses, though. Take a screenshot whilst these poses are in place. Get popcorn, you get popcorn. Come on, Zoom, you got this, boys. I don't know. Brian's just frozen. Everyone's frozen. Popcorn break, yeah. Sorry guys, I don't know why this is happening. This never happened before, Zoom. Looks like the Zoom call ended, so kinda weird. Gonna try and reconnect. That's my face. There's everyone. Everyone seems
there
to
it
be
is.
Hello.
weird. Everyone's
All
in
right,
one
we're
place.
back.
Super
I don't
weird.
understand this.
Oh, brutal. All right. So what I was saying when we got cut off was, the stunning prevents them from moving and attacking. So you might want to just do demoralized if you wanted to sort of like scare the panther or something like that. It's just a thought, because it's not going to give disadvantage. It just makes it so that the creature can't move and attack. There's that complaint.
So does it stop the creature from attacking back or not?
No, that's the problem.
yeah.
Stunned is what you do like if somebody's chasing you and you stun them,
Right.
then they're like super like hindered from pursuing you or something like that.
Right, so instead then I'll maybe just fire a warning shot.
Okay. So like we'll say demoralized, I think, then giving it demoralized disadvantage. All right. So then that puts it back at Karen. You now have disadvantage, Karen.
Cool.
So
What about the stag as well, seeing as I'm riding my stag?
yeah.
Okay. So Karen's gonna like pull you off me because Karen's not a fan on a 14.
14.
Actually,
roll
no.
another,
Karen's got a D10, not a D8. The stag is a D8.
Disadvantage 1.
Yeah.
keeps
So
it
1. So 11.
all right.
Wouldn't it be 2d10 KL1?
Yeah, it would be.
Fuck.
But anyway, it's a miss.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That cat's just trying to get you off me.
Yeah, okay.
Get off of me, you disgusting being. Do not touch me and the animals won't harm you. As I said before, do not touch me. I'll not have you
Sydney?
disgusting creature.
I don't have to touch you. And then I'm gonna turn my arm into the bazooka thing, and I'm gonna fire.
At will?
Yes.
It's fucking logic.
This is what their relationship's like in real life as well.
Yeah.
It's
I
tragic.
think that she's switching her bazooka, and so I strike the ground with my mace,
Nice.
and I just scream and say, "What is going on?"
All right. What are you trying to do with that?
Unfortunately, only
That's
Will
me
can
striking the
understand you
ground.
because we don't speak barbarian.
Right? No one will understand me, but they hear me yelling, and I strike the ground, and I rolled a 24.
All right. But what bane are you trying to invoke? So describe your effect. Are you trying to scare them? So is this
Yeah, I'm
demoralized?
just trying to scare them.
All right. So demoralized. It makes a lot of sense because like everybody is less likely to hurt each other because they're afraid of the barbarian. So that's good. So everybody's demoralized now. And here comes the cannon blast. And now you are disadvantage 1, Sydney. So that's
But doesn't Sydney get to roll to come out of the disadvantage before she makes a shot if she doesn't move?
yeah, she can do that. Sure. Good point. So roll d20 to see if you can. shake off the fear of the barbarian. Yep. So
Cool.
then
You
you're
do.
good. Okay. So then roll your attack. So just 2d6, d20 plus 2d6.
22.
22. All right. 22 versus Ambrose versus
That's
his evasion.
That's a hit. Fine hit.
All right, and so I guess Karen is probably going to continue to defend her master here. I would imagine.
I mean, I fucking told her to stop, and she's like, so yeah, the
He's up
cat
in the
will
ante.
attack. For an 8. Come on, Karen, you're better than this, babe.
Karen is like 62, and then all of a sudden it's like 87.
She's all or nothing kind of guy, you know. It's that kind of cat. But yeah, as you like hit me with a bazooka, I'm like, you disgusting creature, cease your incessant hatred.
What?
Why do you insist on being so violent, you pathetic animal? And the stag is just like riding off.
Being so hateful here. I tried my best to save
Right.
you. You were dying.
I did not ask for your help. I did not want it. I told you
We're
not
in a
to.
party together. That's what we do.
You are not my friend.
Then you're not mine.
Oh,
Then stop
Burn.
touching me, you
I'm not touching
disgusting
you. I'm firing.
creature. Be gone. And
Not
I start
firing.
like riding off on the stag. You are abhorrent.
yeah, go for it.
38.
I know.
Calm
I know.
down.
I'm sitting here like, can I roll more dice? Can I roll more dice? I just can't wait until I roll a 40 or something. Like, so I guess that's a that's a.
Well, isn't damage the difference between what she rolled?
Yeah, no, I'm dead.
Yeah, you're so you're not so in Open Legend. In Open Legend, somebody goes down, and there is one factor here. So that 38, 12 of that is in fact lethal damage. Whenever the d20 explodes, the follow-up is damage that takes a while to heal. So you're unconscious, you're not dead. You will die if somebody attacks you while you're unconscious, or you can potentially die. So what's everybody else doing now? We got the laser cannon has, or the sort of whatever the hell this thing is, has been brought to bear. Ambrose goes flying off of the steed, crashing into the jungle.
Can I hold my action to see what the creatures do?
Yeah, they're. I guess they're gonna certainly attack their
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
attack their master.
Indeed, yeah. In fact, Karen should roll to like save, right?
To save. Oh yeah, to defend.
Yeah.
Oh, good call. Oh, nice. And the stag too. Why not? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're right,
yeah,
so the stag can.
So no for the stag.
Oh. Wait. Defend is like a might. It's not just. It's a might. So you would add. Not that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So the might would be. This for the stag is 12.
Okay. And then Karen also would roll her agility. So you got. So add. We'll keep the 16. Let's see if you can do better. Add Karen's agility dice.
So just a D4, yeah.
No, isn't her agility like 4?
Oh, is it? Oh shit.
Karen's
Yes, no,
agility
you're right.
is
It is. It's agility
yeah.
4. So like a D10. Okay.
So how does defend? What does defend thing? How does
So
that
the
work?
defend action, which is like a thing that's a little different, is essentially some characters can specialize in defense. So just like other things, when conditions are right, you get advantage if you're like specialized in helping to defend other people. But you can use if you're within, if you're close enough, which the animals are, you can use either a might or an agility roll to sort of move someone out of the way. And so their defense score becomes the total roll. But you sacrifice your next action on the next round to do so. So
Would Will have to then still beat Sydney's attack roll?
so what happens is
38 or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to beat it. The defense becomes the roll. So in other words, like if Will's defense is 10 and then the creature's roll 20, now his defense is 20, so he'll take less damage. But so that being said, we have a 16 plus a 7, so your defense becomes 23 there, Will. So I don't. Are you up then? Maybe I don't know. You took. Did you take 15 points?
Yeah. So 15. So I take 15. So it would actually just be up on 1.
1 hit point.
Yep.
All right. Very well. So you are just barely up as Karen sort of leaps and sort of tackles you. Barely clearing you from the. You still take tons of damage, but the fatal blow is averted.
Cool.
So I will interspace myself between Leah and Ambrose then, and sort of like just put my hands out and say, "Stop this madness now."
Okay.
Sindra is like, what the heck?
I'll retract my bazooka thing.
All right.
And then I'll turn
I'm finding my chill.
So I'll turn around to Leah's character and I'll sort of point her and say, "Stay clear of him." And then I'll turn around to him and say, "Keep your animals under control," and she'll stay clear of you.
Keep your animal under control.
Oh, that's great. All right. So you guys are like at the front and back of the party or something, I guess now, respectively.
Yeah. So I think before we go into the fog, I think. So what sort of time is it now? Because
This is like a couple hours later, so it's still afternoon.
so about late afternoon. So I'll suggest that each let's sort of chill for sort of 10-15 minutes. So I'll say to Will, check that the animals are okay,
Yeah.
and tend to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll take Leah to the side and just say, kind of, you're going to have to watch him because he's clearly unstable and unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
And the mission comes first. We'll get a new scout when we get back to the camp, but for now, we'll need him.
You're right. Okay. Well, I understand that we need him. That's why I tried to save him.
I understand that, but clearly he is irrational.
I noticed.
So, that's great. All right, so you guys continue on. There's a lot more awkward silence now as you all sort of venture into.
While we're walking, my character tries to pronounce their words.
Will's comment in Twitch is too much. So you guys continue on, and sorry, I'm losing it. What did you just say, Sam?
I said I was just going to try to pronounce their words as we were walking.
Okay, nice. You're getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
You're really doing well with that whole expletive first plan. Right now you're like 9 of 10 or something like that. You got them all down. You're like, okay, you can definitely.
People are crazy. Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
So when I see Sam's character doing this, I'll suggest to Leah that maybe she can help Sam with some of the words by describing them, i.e., I'll sort of point at a tree and use the word tree, etc. And try and use that to just distract Leah a little bit from the vent up anger that she's got towards Ambrose at the moment, just to try and keep the party in one piece as we go into this mysterious fog.
All right. So you guys sort of you head. Use your mutual character love to keep together. You guys head into the fog and quickly lose the ability to to sort of scribe the words and do exactly what you just said, as it sort of begins to get very low visibility around you. And you spot, off in the distance, you spot a group of, again, very, very low visibility, but piercing through the darkness. At first, you think you're losing your mind, and then you sort of do a double take and look and see a red pair of glowing eyes sort of looking back at you. And as you're looking at it, you're thinking, and you have this weird kind of like flashback moment where you didn't even notice or sort of like think about it before, because when this huge winged tiger sort of bared down and attacked you guys, you were in a clearing, and you were in sort of full daylight, so it wasn't very obvious. But now it's like it comes back to you as you see this again, and you're thinking that the tiger that attacked us had these pair of red eyes as well, but it wasn't very visible because of the daylight, like I said. And so you see this pair of red glowing eyes staring at you all through the mist.
Can I activate blind sight on my eye?
Absolutely.
So perception.
28. Boom. What is your this is just a story thing where people choose what their preference is. Like, what is your methodology of blind sight? We've talked about heat vision. Is that what it is?
So kind of my character kind of reaches up to the side of the mechanical eye, and there's like almost like a cog sort of selector on the side of it, and he kind of flips it down between different spectrums until it enhances him, until he kind of catches one that allows him to see better what the situation is. So maybe it's like the firmographic image of the creature, or maybe there's one that looks through the fog, etc.
Okay. So what happens for you is you get this view, and you're like, okay, you can see your companions through and you're sort of, when you get locked into the mode, suddenly what you're looking at just sort of blanks off of your screen, like your radar or whatever. It just sort of disappears. And you're thinking like, shit, is it broken? And you turn around to look at your companions, and you see them without any issue. So you think like, okay, it's totally fine. So you turn back, and still you don't see anything in the spot where you were looking before. In fact, and the red eyes are gone. In addition to not seeing an associated body or whatever. And there's
Yeah, well, I was seeing if anyone else wants to jump in with anything.
Yeah. What is everybody else doing? You guys see him like begin to fiddle with like this like sort of cyborg eye that his character has, looking at these red eyes. What are the rest of you doing when you see this pair of red eyes staring at you from the darkness? Because you don't know what he's doing.
Well, my character's like, I shouldn't look at that. Red eyes are a bad idea to look into right now.
I comfort the stag, who's probably like a bit spooked by the eyes.
Okay. All right. And then back to you, David. You're the only one that has different information. So.
I'll say to the party, I think whatever it is fled, but we should be cautious.
So he says this, and you guys are still looking right at the red eyes, actually.
The eyes are still there.
So I'll flip back to my normal vision.
You see the red eyes again.
Can't explain that. It seems to be able to shift between different spectrums of some description, or different planes, maybe. We need to be cautious, but if you remember back, the tiger that attacked us had red eyes as well.
Well, Karen won't have too much problem with it then.
Well, tell her to go ahead.
I don't acknowledge.
I don't acknowledge your existence. So, so as you guys are sort of standing there, like puzzling about this whole scenario, which is weird. Flagger, nice. As you guys are sort of puzzling about this whole scenario, David, your character's in front, and you feel like something moving. And at first, you sort of semi freak out and like keep your leg up because it basically sort of touches your leg in this like super creepy way. But then you look down and it's not. You're like thinking, "Oh my God, it's a snake," because like somebody almost died. And you look down though, and it's actually a vine. And the vine is just sort of like moving of its own accord. And
this is the same vines that we heard about earlier, when Will's character told us, Amber has told us about these vines at night, the green glowing eyes were to do with.
Yeah, there's that.
So I'll just shout in warning to the others that the plants are moving.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
And then I'll say to Leah, fire. Maybe fire will work.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I assume you'll flamethrower as well.
I think we need to burn the forest down. Thanks, Archon Arcanos, for following us. Well, welcome. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Nice.
So I imagine we're still traveling with this elf guy who's like, yo, let's not fuck up the forest.
So everybody, so as you guys are sort of like traveling along, essentially these vines begin to sort of animate in multiple directions, and so each person in the proximity here, each of your characters, 16 versus your evasion or versus your toughness. So does that do damage to anyone?
Yeah. I get 1 point of damage.
16 versus what?
And were you at 1 hit point, Will?
I'd imagine that I probably have created myself some healing.
Okay. Well, the 12 is going to heal over a course of days, but I guess you do heal back to otherwise full.
Yeah.
Did he still take the 12 because of the blocks from the animals?
Yeah. Well, he would take however much he can take in lead. So how much did you take total in damage there? Because the new roll was what, 23 or something?
I think I do like.
I mean, he
15
did have 1 hit point left, didn't he?
Thanks for your gulp for following. You're a gentleman and a scholar, so. So yeah, I don't remember yours.
Yeah. So basically, so 38 minus 23. So you took 15 damage. So 12 of it's still lethal. So with that.
My base is 17, so I'm okay.
Okay.
Mine's 15, so
15. So what happens is, as these sort of vines begin to sort of reach up out of the ground and sort of wrap around all of you guys, you feel like a sudden and you guys are all maybe traumatized as you think for a second again that it is a snake bite, because what you feel is like a sort of very, very small kind of a puncture wound that's happening that happens somewhere like down at your feet. You look at these vines, they're wrapped around you, and it's like the vines have thorns or something in them. As roll me a perception check. Who took damage? Only people who took damage can roll this perception check.
Yeah, it's a perception check. Very good at perception. We do have to wrap up pretty quick here for the.
Yep. We're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger in the middle of this encounter here.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
22.
All right. So Ambrose, your character notices that the vines, as they're sort of like, you feel like again these sort of thorns dig into your flesh, and as that's happening, you see like a sort of a sickening, almost sort of like purplish sort of energy that sort of dances along the vines, and you get this impression because of your experience as a healer that this is like the opposite. This is like an entropy type effect, and it looks as if almost the like life force is actually siphoned out as this thing sort of like a leech begins to sort of wrap around your leg and sort of suck on the blood out of your leg. I try.
Trying to be
Is
too
that
sexy.
vampiric sucker game?
What's that?
Is that vampiric sucker game?
Okay. Yeah, it is exactly that.
Where's
It
Leonie?
is the that is the vein that is happening there.
Okay.
The life drain vein. So cool stuff.
All right. Is that where we're wrapping up today's session? This is Luch going to go
Yeah.
somewhere like. Okay. Figure says, of course, love you guys' stream. Great scripted storytelling tonight. Well done, guys. Thanks, Figure. That's awesome. So ends episode 2 of Amaurea's Dawn, Amaurea's, Amoretian, whatever you choose, Dawn. We are moving on here to Mitch's show now, which is the Dungeon Master's Workshop. For those of you who don't know, it is a show where you guys can learn a little bit about D&D, about some other games, and Mitch will be running us through his little workshop here. So if you're like a new DM or a new player or even an experienced one, then you can learn a few tips here from Mitch. So he will undoubtedly have some hot exclusives for us, and then I'll be moving on to do some Curse of Strahd prep as well, because we seem to really enjoy that last week. So 2 hours of Dungeon Master Workshop, then 1 hour of Curse of Strahd prep. Let's go around and do some hooks and plugs. So Brian, you do things on the internet, such as this.
Yes, my main thing is so we have Open Legend RPG has its own Twitch stream. We do bi-weekly game, which is also in Amaurea's Dawn. It's another group that's been adventuring there for about a year. So they've got lots of agendas and things going on. And then, mainly I'm interested in people trying out Open Legends. So if people think that it sounds interesting, and we haven't botched it too bad from an appeal perspective, then check her out. OpenLegendRPG.com. We're on Twitter. There's a subreddit for people to ask questions. There's a forum on the website for people to ask questions. And of course,